guys, I'm Danny Johnson, CEO at TPP, The Positive Porpoise.
I'm Jason Miller from Fins Up SoCal Fan Club.
I'm Scott Howell from Atlanta Dolphin Club.
Mark Angelo, NorCal Dolphin Club.
And you're listening to Clock Blockers, Miami fans' #1 morning show.
Run it, 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 run it.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, Stephen D, and we are live on this beautiful Take Tuesday right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network, home of the #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Super excited that y'all are hanging out with me on this beautiful Tuesday morning. Want to say good morning to my Fin-Laws, my Fins family. Super excited that y'all are here, and I'm just excited to be here. I'm going to do my favorite Tim Tebow press conference of all time. I'm just really excited about being excited. It's just so exciting to be here. You want to know why it's exciting? Because it's Miami Herald Take Tuesday. That's why. That's why it's exciting. All right, let me do the rundown real quick before we get started here real quick. Hey, look, if you're not following me on social media, follow me at Stephen D SKPL. Spread kindness, positivity, and love. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, you name it. Make sure you're following me. And if you're not following me, what are you doing with your life? Okay? Yeah, I'm talking to you in the back there. Also, hey, follow Miami Sports Music on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Miami Sports Music. And also follow them on Twitter at MIA Sports Music. Make sure you guys do that today. Also, hey, hit the like button. Guys, hit it. Tap it. It's not hard. It's free to do. It doesn't cost you a thing to hit the like button. And subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. Make sure you subscribe. Hey, also, if you want to sign up, become a member today, I won't be mad at you. There are plenty of seats waiting at the table for you today. Can we get 3 new members today? Can we get 3 new members on the channel today? There's a lot of beautiful, wonderful people in the back room and in the chat here that should be part of the family. They should be part of the family. Sign up, become a member today. Plenty of seats waiting at the table for you. Hey, look, you want to help the channel grow by donating? A lot of really cool different things you guys can do to do that, okay? If you're able to help out financially, that's awesome. I don't care if it's $1. It goes such a long way into helping the channel grow. There's 3 different ways you guys can do that. You guys can do the YouTube Live Super Chat, which is the $ down at the bottom of the chat. You guys can also do PayPal, which is MSM Podcast Network, or you can also do Cash App, which is $MSM Podcast Network. And if you see the QR codes below, you can see everything that we have there and get transferred right to that link. Want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Tail Greeter. Shout out to Tail Greeter. They are an amazing sponsor of the show. Make sure you download the free app on your current Apple or Android device today, and make sure you follow them on social media at Tail Greeter, TAILGREETER. Want to remind you guys tonight, the Miami Sports Music Power Hour is on tonight at 8 p.m. It'll be myself, Cameron, the Jamie Bahamas, and the Honorable Solo D at 8 p.m. for 1 hour. Make sure you guys check that out tonight. And also, right after that, live each and every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Dolphins, the #1, the only Spanish-speaking podcast dedicated to the Miami Dolphins. Shout out to the guys Armando, Paris, and Chochos. Make sure you check out those beautiful, wonderful, amazing guys today. All right, we got a really great show lined up for you today. We got the Miami Herald Dolphins report with Daniel Oyefusi of the Miami Herald, the #1 beat reporter on the circuit. I don't care what anybody says. If they say anything different, they got to mess with me. Okay? I'm not playing with them. All right. I hope you all really enjoyed that. Oh, one last thing. I want to remind you guys. If you guys donate $10 or more, you will get entered to win this week's giveaway, courtesy of ZSM Sports. Is going to be a Jerome Baker mini helmet. Autographed. Jerome Baker autographed mini helmet. So if you donate $10 or more, if you donate 10, that's 1 entry. You donate 2, or 20, that's 2 entries. You donate 30, that's 3 entries. On the end of the show Friday, I'm going to do a giveaway. Okay? And we're going to do a raffle every week, courtesy of ZSM Sports. Make sure you follow them on social media. Shout out to Zachary. Send in those donations, help the channel grow, get a little something back. We gave out the Javon Holland autograph jersey last week, so that was a lot of fun to do. All right, now, without further ado, keeping my man waiting in the back room, I apologize. The best beat reporter on the planet, Daniel. What's up, Daniel? How's it going, man?
Doing well, man. How about you?
Oh man, it's been a crazy weekend, right? I mean,
Yeah.
lots of news everywhere. There's so much stuff. I feel like every time you and I talk, there's like something new that happened in the Miami Dolphins world.
Always.
So, before we get started into anything, let's talk about the weekend stuff because I know off-season workout programs started yesterday for us because it's a first-year head coach, which means the Dolphins get to start earlier than other NFL teams. There's a very small list that got to start yesterday. The Giants, us, I think 6 other teams did too. So we'll get into all that in a minute. Let's talk about what happened over the weekend. So, actually, before we do that real quick, congratulations. I heard you won your NCAA tournament bracket pool last night.
Yeah.
Happy for you because I'm a Tar Heel fan, but you're killing me, Smalls.
Hey, man, I'm telling you. So I did not watch a lick of college basketball outside of my alma mater, University of Maryland, go Terps, but I can't turn down a good bracket pool. Yeah. I can't turn down a good bracket pool, though. So I did some reading, picked some teams, did some analytics. I know you hate analytics, but I looked at some analytics, and they said pick Kansas or Kentucky. I picked Kansas and Kentucky to go to the finals. I got a little nervous when Kentucky got knocked out in the first round, but I saw it out, and I won me some money, so I'm feeling good this morning.
Well, look, I just know next time I come to South Florida, you're buying the first round of drinks. That's all I know.
It's not that much money, man. I didn't get that much money.
All right, hey, look, so let's get into Friday. So Friday evening comes, and we find out the extension happened on Xavier Howard. Xavier Howard get an additional 2 years on his contract, an additional $50 million added to the contract. If I'm remembering the numbers right, it was a $36 million signing bonus, and his cap hit for this year is going to be around $8.5 million.
Yeah.
Which it'll balloon up to next year to $24 million. And supposedly this has been going on for, a little while now. Tell me anything and everything you know about the whole situation with his agency, David Cantor, Xavier, and the Dolphins.
Yeah, well, this is something that, Xavier Howard's agent, David Cantor, put it out in a statement. He said this was kind of 15 months in the works because obviously you have to go back to last August or so, or last July, when Xavier Howard kind of sat out a couple of practices. He requested a trade. There's obviously some frustration with the contract. The Dolphins were able to make it work, but really what they did is they moved some money to 2022 through incentives, and they guaranteed more money in 2023. But that was kind of, I was kind of just kind of filling the gap, but it wasn't a permanent fix. And Chris Greer made a promise that they were going to revisit it after the season. So, it was a pretty good season for Xavier Howard. Didn't start the way he wanted to, but it ended really strong. He made some of the biggest plays of the season for the Dolphins and kind of reaffirming, his value to this team. So the situation where, the Dolphins didn't want to lose their best player, they had to kind of meet in the middle or kind of acquiesce to him a little bit. And essentially he gets a little more money up front, more guarantees. I know that there's 2 years added and $50 million total money, but when you put the whole together now, it's like 5 years, 18 mil per year. So he gets bumped up closer to the top. But obviously the new money is pretty significant, but we'll see what happens there. Because obviously I'm looking at the numbers right now, and he's due a $7 million base salary, a $12 million base salary, almost 13 this year, 11 in 2023, and then 11.6 in 2024. But only the 2022 money is guaranteed. So obviously he probably got more bonuses and more kind of a signing bonus.
Well, if I read correctly, it was only going to be like 8.5 cap hit this year for him.
Yeah. It's only, I'm trying to think. Oh, I apologize. Over the cap hasn't updated their numbers, but yeah, the cap number does drop. I know Pro Football Talk had the full breakdown. But yeah, it drops considerably, and that helps it's kind of a win-win for both sides because Xavier Howard gets his money up front, and now the Dolphins get more cap space. So now they're looking at probably like $20 million in cap space, which is crazy after all the moves that they made.
I know, it's insane. I mean, look, two things that come out of this. Number one, Xavier Howard, the highest paid cornerback in the history of the NFL.
Yeah.
You know, he got a contract extension on a contract that still had 3 years left on it, which is unheard of.
Second time he's got that, really.
Well, I mean, if you go look at the last 2 or 3 years, there's been rumblings or talk, or it has happened, of contract extensions, or changing money. I didn't like my previous deal, whatever the case is. And I have told my listeners, don't be surprised when it happens again next year, because that $24 million, they could go restructure, make a new signing bonus, and again, put the cap hit down to around $8 million and just do it all over again, add 2 years onto it. I'm telling you, personally, I think, number one, Xavier to have the wherewithal with David Cantor to try to do this, I think changes the game for players. Would you agree with that? Like the way players now, he has set a precedent, good or bad, to allow players that even if they have 3 or 4 years left on their contract to go up to the team and saying, hey, look, I want to change my contract. I did great last year, no matter what the contract they signed.
I would say you have to be as good as Xavier Howard and have as much value as him, because I'll put it this way. If the Dolphins were stocked at cornerback and, Noah Igbinoghene was like this upcoming star and whatnot, I mean, I don't know if the Dolphins would have felt as pressure to do it, but just seeing how much value, I mean, we know he's the best player, but the value that he brings to this team, it put them in a position where they really couldn't afford to move him or not at least try to listen to these demands and work something out. So again, there is a precedent being set perhaps, but you have to be as good as Xavier Howard and have that much value to your team. Not every good player is going to be able to get away with, not only say get away with this, but do what Howard and his agent have done the past couple of years.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And as far as next year's concerned, I don't know if you've thought about it much, but would you agree that we're going to see another contract extension or restructure with Xavier again next year, so that they make because that $24 million cap hit, knowing what they want to do next year, they're going to restructure it again to make it not be $24 million.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, even Tyreek Hill, his deals starts to balloon a little bit, so that could be something that gets restructured. But we'll see. I mean, I think that even I just brought up that the actual numbers updated cap report on Spot Track, and that there's an out after the 2023 season where they can kind of save some dead money by cutting him. So I think that again, when you do this, you wanna try to help the player and give the player as much as they want, but you also want to kind of protect yourself. Xavier Howard, I mean, how old is he now? He's 28. He's gonna be 29 by the time the season starts. I still think he has some good football left in him, but I think the Dolphins definitely structure that contract so that if there's injuries, whatever it may be, they're not necessarily tied to that contract for the next 5 years. So is a restructure possible next season? Yes, the cap is supposed to jump dramatically, so maybe it won't look that bad. But yeah, I mean, the Dolphins probably are going to have to kind of work around some deals, restructure some deals to be able to make moves again like we've seen this year.
I want to come back to Chris Greer in a second, but let's talk about what happened the very next day. Devontae Parker gets traded inside the division to the New England Patriots. Him and I believe it was a 5th round pick, if I'm correct, in this year's draft are sent to New England, and in return, New England sends next year's a 2023 3rd-round pick. What did you think of the trade? How did the trade go down? And what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I thought. I expected him to be traded. I asked Chris Greer about Devontae Parker at the owners' meetings, and he said, yeah, I expect him to be on the team, but we listen to all players, to calls on all players. And then he said, I have received calls on Devontae Parker. So, as soon as he said that, I kind of felt like I kind of canceled out I expect him to be on this roster. I mean, you just kind of saw the writing on the wall. I was a little surprised that it was to an in-division rival, but they were probably the only team that was willing to give the Dolphins what they thought that they, a trade for Devontae Parker warranted. the Dolphins. I know some fans were probably upset that they were trading him and kind of maybe diminishing the depth a little bit. But, I mean, if you're a number 3 or number 4 wide receiver, you're probably got to play special teams. You don't pay those guys $6 million. They don't count $8 million on your cap. So I thought it was a win-win for both sides. The Dolphins get a 2023 third-round pick. They stockpile more ammunition next year. They save some cap money. They have some cap savings. Then Devontae Parker gets to potentially be a number 1 in the division and, see if he can kind of get things going. Obviously, he's been derailed by injuries, but when he's healthy, he's a really productive receiver. So I thought it was a really good deal for both sides.
Looking at that deal within the fan base, a lot of people obviously cringed up a little bit when we saw that we're trading a player inside the division. It doesn't matter who that player is. When you trade inside the division, you kind of get a little nervous because you're like, oh, snap, this person is going to face us twice a year now. Now, with that being said, that man in 7 years, Devontae Parker, has only played a full season one time. He can't stay healthy for a full year. I don't remember. I think he's had 1, maybe 2 years where he's had over 1,000 yards in those 7 years. Yeah, 1. Yep. So, look, I'll say this: if he ends up doing something that's different than he's done here, more power to him. But I want everybody to think for a second. We know how we felt when Devontae was our number 1.
Yeah.
He's New England's number 1. So what is the feedback you've gotten from inside the beat community room, as well as maybe the fan base, about this trade interdivision? Because the name that always comes up to me is, oh, look, here we go, Wes Welker again. We're going to trade him and he's going to become a Hall of Famer. I don't think that's going to be the case at all, by the way. But, obviously that's the feedback I've gotten from some of the fan base.
Yeah. I think that was the first quick comparison to make, like, oh, we did this before and this backfired in our faces. Just reading, just kind of doing reading from before. I mean, I think there was kind of a little more nuance to the Wes Welker deal where he was a restricted free agent. And I think that the Patriots may have done like a poison pill type contract or something like that, which kind of forced the Dolphins' hands. But again, I kind of look at it this way. In 5 years, are we going to look back on this trade and say, dang, like the Dolphins really could have used Devontae Parker. Dang, Devontae Parker really messed up the Dolphins. I mean, he's 29 years old. He's only played an entire season once. He has 1,200-yard season. He just hasn't. I mean, nothing about his past track record suggests that he's going to be like a thorn in the backside of the Dolphins. And maybe he does have a really good game this upcoming year. He has 2 really good games, strong games, and maybe he does contribute to the Dolphins losing. I don't think that you would still even say like, oh, Dolphins should have kept him. I mean, are you helping an in-division rival? Potentially, but I think that the fact that Chris Greer was willing to trade away Devontae Parker to an in-division rival speaks to how much he really feared, maybe that move backfiring. I mean, you saw with other, when teams are trading quarterbacks, they're not trying to trade them in division because they know that they might come back to haunt them. Chris Greer obviously didn't have that fear, and he obviously saw an opportunity to add to his draft capital, and an in-division rival wasn't gonna steer him away from that.
No, not at all. I totally agree. All right, so Xavier Howard gets restructured. We get DVP's contracts off the books. We saved about $3.5 million, if I'm correct, or somewhere in that ballpark. And then, it comes to find out, everybody, the cap hit that Xavier ends up being, which is like $8.5 million. Now we have 20, according to Spotrac, if I'm correct, we have $21 million in cap space, and everybody's taken care of. Kasecki's taken care of. Agba's taken care of. Yesterday, I found out that what's his face signed his tender.
Nick Needham.
Nick Needham signed his tender. Everybody is taking, I'm sorry, Chris Greer's a genius. Like, the fact that he was able, I'm serious, in my opinion, I think he's a genius with the numbers. The way he's manipulating the salary cap, and I put that in quotations because to me, it's not a real thing. You can make the numbers look however you want, sign a signing bonus, extend it out over X number of years. You divide that by whatever the signing bonus is. Like, he is genius. He's able to get all of these amazing players, the number 1 free agent, Tyreek Hill, and we still have $20 million in cap room. And we have no draft picks really this year, except the 3rd, 4th, and a 5th, if I'm correct. and maybe a couple of 7s.
Yeah, 3, 4, and 2 7s.
3, 4, and 2 7s. So we go out and get Matt Ariza, the punter. We spend $1 million on him. We still have $20 million left over, Daniel. Come on, think about it. Like, they're not done. They can't be done.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it has been. I mean, I don't know if you could ask for a better offseason from the Dolphins. Truly, I mean, they attach really all their major needs, their main cap flexibility. They brought impact players at premium positions, so it really was, you kind of checked off all the boxes, and I felt like this Xavier Howard new deal just kind of like the icing on the cake, and that was like the last thing that they really need to take care of. So it will be interesting to see what they do. Obviously, I don't think that they're done in terms of scouring for moves. I think that with 3 weeks, I think I mentioned this last week, with 3 weeks until the draft, I think most teams are probably going to hold off on signing veteran players to see like what needs they can fill in the draft. But I mean, the Dolphins only have 4 picks, so it's not like they're going to be bringing in a bunch of new players. But yeah, I mean, you definitely kind of wait for that period after the draft to see once teams have, kind of filled some of their needs through those picks, are there any players that, they might want to continue to bring in? I know the offensive line, I think they still might add some depth. Chris Greer said they're going to bring in competition at center. Who that guy is for Michael Dieter, I'm not sure.
J.C. Treader.
I mean, that's not competition though. That's a starter. So again, we'll see what the money. A lot of times it might just come down to the money. A lot of times
he's not just going to let that $20 million sit there, Daniel. Like
I don't think he's gonna necessarily let it sit there, but I mean, we come to this time of year where you could be looking at a contract extension for a guy like Andrew Van Ginkel, for Christian Wilkins. Sometimes they might. I mean, you can sit on some of this money and let it carry over into next year, and I don't think that'd be necessarily be a bad idea. You don't want to just spend all of it just to spend it and be like, all right, we used it. I mean, you can roll over some of this money to the next year where it looks like they're going to be really active from a cap aspect and from a draft aspect next year.
So let me just make sure I heard this right, because I don't think I ever even put that into my thought process. We could take this money, this $21 million, in theory. I know we're not. It'll end up being like 15 probably when it's all said and done. Yeah. Adding, another veteran lineman, maybe a linebacker, a couple people in the draft. So let's say 15 million. We could take 15 million and carry that over to next year, and that can be added to our draft. To our salary cap number.
Yeah, you can. I have to look into it a little bit more, but you can take a certain percentage. I mean, because there's a cap floor, so there's a certain percentage that like all teams have to spend.
Well, but outside of that, we'll do fine there.
Yeah. I mean, they've hit the floor.
We're not baseball, Daniel, where the Oakland Athletics and the Baltimore Orioles spend $30 million and get away with it.
Hey, the O's are building up. They're building up the farm system. There's a method to the madness. But yeah, there's this percentage or amount that you can take into. I have to look into it and see how much exactly. But even like this past year, I think the Dolphins took like $2 million over. If I'm looking correctly, I mean the Jaguars rolled over $25 million this past year. So yeah, I mean the Dolphins.
So you're saying it is possible, not probable, but possible, that the Dolphins getting another big name not gonna happen.
I mean, it could happen. I mean, I don't know in terms of positions of quote unquote need or depth. I'm not really sure.
Middle linebacker and offensive line.
I think the ship has kind of sailed on bringing in a higher tier middle linebacker. I mean, Bobby Wagner was the last guy available, and Chris Greer pretty much said he was fine with bringing in all their guys back. I mean, they wouldn't bring in every single linebacker they had if they really wanted to upgrade that unit. So I think the ship has kind of sailed there. Again, offensive line is probably the position where if you're looking to bring in competition or depth, you might see something there. Is another trade possible? I don't think so. I mean,
I said another trade was possible. That's where I think that we could go through. Like,
I mean, I think that they've shown that they really don't want to dip into that 2023 pool yet, which is why I think it's probably not likely unless they're trading a player. But I don't see that likely either. I mean, I don't know. I think we've kind of seen. I really feel like the Howard deal and the Devontae trade was probably like the last like the big moves. Again, could they bring in a guy like J.C. Treader? It's always possible. I always like to listen to people's words. When Chris Greer said competition, I thought, a mid-tier veteran, but JC Tretter, that's not competition. I mean, that's a starter. That's a bona fide starter. He was one of the best centers in the NFL last year. So if you're bringing him in, he's coming to start, not be competition.
All right, I need you to do some homework for me because I need to get this clarified. The way I've been seeing Chris Grier work over this offseason is Ross pretty much went to him. This is my theory on it. And if I'm wrong, I need to be corrected of this theory, Daniel.
Yeah.
Ross gave Grier a blank checkbook and say, I will sign whatever signing bonus I will give away whatever money you think a signing bonus should be to make the cap number work. So in theory, that's why Xavier got $36 million at signing, right? No other reason than Stephen Ross approving that, saying, I will sign that check, right? Yeah. So because I don't know if other owners would be willing to pay that. So my question is Ross doing something that other owners aren't willing to do, and Grier's manipulating the salary cap system? That's kind of what I'm trying to get at. Is that true that Ross is pretty much saying, hey, look, I'll sign whatever check you want me to sign?
Well, I will say there are definitely a lot of frugal / cheap owners in the NFL that wouldn't be willing to cut the check that Stephen Ross is. But I think that's always been Stephen Ross's reputation, that he's willing to he won't spare any expense to put a winning team on the field. I think that this year, I mean, you got to look at, and Chris Grier mentioned it, the past couple of years they were trying to get rid of bad contracts, acquire draft capital, and then try to build up the roster. So you have we haven't talked about it a lot, but again, you have to look there. They have a rookie quarterback on his first contract, so they have the flexibility to give out a lot of this money. And again, we all know that you can manipulate the cap in different ways. The Dolphins have done a great job with that. But again, I think having Tua on a rookie contract allows them to do that. In 2 years, I'm not sure they're going to be able to do this to that extent. You can always manipulate money, but again, I don't like to say that the cap isn't real, because you got to pay that money eventually. I know that the cap number increases, but you still got to pay it. I mean, that's why we saw with the Saints. They still got to pay that money. And then if for some reason you have something like we had past 2 years with COVID or whatever, where the number decreases, then you might be in a little bit of predicament. But again, I don't think that it's anything like drastically different. I think that it's been a process. I mean, we knew that in 2019 this was going to be a rebuild. They stripped down the roster. They got rid of a lot of veterans, a lot of bad contracts. They traded Larry Tunsil, got treasure trove of draft capital. So this is part of the process. I mean, this is what the Dolphins should be doing. This is what teams that have a quarterback on a rookie contract, I think they can win, do. They go out and they make these big moves, but I don't think it's anything out of the ordinary.
So you brought up, you triggered a point for me. So I look at Kansas City, right? Kansas City is the team that I look at and say, okay, if I'm a team, I want to do what Kansas City does, right? The way they've done it for the last 4 years, I'm good with. So I look at that and I say, well, okay, they just signed their quarterback to a $500 million contract.
You reminded me. I wanted to look at the cap hit on that number, because I was just thinking, like, I don't even know how they make that work. But
well, I mean, so Patrick Mahomes is getting, I think if I remember correctly, and it looks like you're looking it up.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be within his contract a $50 million cap hit. So my point of
there's a $59 million cap hit, but that's in like 4 years. They're going to restructure that by then. They're going to.
All right, so two things that come to mind when I hear that, right? Number one, Mahomes is the best quarterback arguably in the league, right?
Yeah.
So you take that and you say, okay, Tua's not even anywhere near that yet. We know that. He's got a lot to prove. So unless he wins a Super Bowl in the next 2 years, he's not getting that kind of a bag. Mahomes has got a Super Bowl ring under his belt and has been to another Super Bowl.
Nobody's going to get. I mean, I don't know the way these contracts. I mean, Deshaun Watson kind of skewed everything. So you never know. He's not going to get that money. But again, I mean, if you get to that fourth year and they exercise the fifth year option and you're viewed as a franchise level quarterback, I mean, the number of quarterbacks is increasing.
Tua has to bring us to a Super Bowl. He doesn't even have to win it. Bring us to a Super Bowl, and you can get you.
I wouldn't say that.
If Tua wins a playoff game this year, do you think they extend him?
Of course.
Really?
I mean, well, I don't like to speak in absolutes like that. I mean, we got to put nuance on it. I mean, I'll put it this way: if Tua puts up Jimmy Garoppolo-like numbers and he's just kind of like there for the ride and makes a couple good passes and good plays, I think that we're going to have similar questions again. I mean, he has to be at the forefront of it. And I think this is where like I will say, like, I know Tua's received a lot of criticism, but I think he's almost in a lose-lose situation. I'm not going to lie. I think he's in a lose-lose situation.
Explain that for people. And by the way, Just remember, what you say on YouTube stays on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Two and nine will come after you, Daniel.
I think two and nine will agree with me.
Okay, all right. Go
I'm
ahead.
saying that if the team wins, because we've already seen like the national media has kind of been ragging on him and bashing on him and saying that this is make or break year. So I'm saying that if the team is successful and he's healthy, he's playing all the games and whatnot, I think a lot of the narrative is going to be, oh, well, they surrounded him by so much, and it's everyone else. That's what I feel like that's what the narrative is going to be. I'm not saying that's what I'm going to write. That's not what my narrative is going to be, because my narrative is going to be what I see with my own two eyes. But it's already kind of set up to be like, oh, they already surrounded him with all this talent. He's game managing, da. So if they win, they're going to say it's not because of him. But if he loses, then he's going to take the heat and whatnot. So I feel like unless Tua just has a crazy, crazy year, he's putting up like the Alabama numbers, it's almost like a lose-lose situation. And I'm saying it again. If he doesn't, really, really break out and he just kind of has pedestrian numbers and he's just kind of game managing again, even after this season, even if the team is successful, there's going to be those talks of, well, you have 2 first-round picks. Why don't you get a bona fide franchise quarterback that can really, really elevate you? That's just what it's going to be. So, again, I think there's going to be a lot of pressure there for Tua to not only, not make mistakes, but to really, really assert himself and for him to be the reason that they are winning along with all this talent. But it's going to be tough, because I feel like the narratives are already starting to be kind of shaped and formed. So that's why I kind of feel for him, where I think it might be a lose-lose situation for him. But I don't think he cares about that. I think he just wants to get better and win. And we'll see what happens, when they start to put it all together.
I said that earlier or early last week. I said it does not matter what Tua does. If they win, it's going to be McDaniel getting the credit in the system.
Of course.
And if they lose, it'll be Tua's fault. Like that, those are the only 2 ways it can go.
The only thing I can say is, like, if potentially the defense drops off, which I honestly expect it to drop off a tiny, tiny bit. But even so, it's just like the way that Tua's career has kind of gone so far, and with him getting McDaniel and all these offensive upgrades, it's like, it's like and I'm not saying it's fair, but he not only has to, perform, but perform exceedingly well. We have to see him play but have the type of season that Justin Herbert or Joe Burrow did. If he, if he has pedestrian numbers and he's, 24 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and it's just kind of he's doing enough. That's not going to satisfy a lot of people, and that's just the fact. Whether it's right, wrong, in the middle, that's just the fact of the matter. Because again, this team does have a lot of draft capital. If you think that draft capital is just to upgrade the entire rest of the roster, that's not true. I think that the Dolphins have done well to surround them.
They have a safety net. Do you not think they have a safety net? Okay.
It's the same thing that the Eagles did yesterday by trading away one of their first round picks and getting
crazy.
That's a
that
safety
trade
net.
was insane.
It was.
People don't I looked at that trade and no players were traded in between the Eagles and the Saints. Yeah. But the Saints ended up getting an extra first rounder the following year.
The Eagles got one in 2023, but the Eagles got a second and a third. They made out New Orleans, but I guess New Orleans in that case, they wanted to have the 2 first round picks this year.
And that means they love somebody in this draft. They love 2 people in this draft.
People were talking about a tackle. People were talking about a tackle. I wouldn't make that trade to get a tackle, man.
Me neither.
This is a good if you're not taking a quarterback, and honestly, if you're not taking Malik Willis with those 2 first round picks trying to move up, I don't know what you're doing.
Pickett's good too. I'll throw
Pickett's good too, but my thing is Pickett. I think Dan Orlovsky made a good point. Pickett doesn't have anything that you can't teach. If you wanna take Pickett and maybe be a solid team for the next couple of years, you do that. But if you want to do the upside and maybe do high risk, high reward, you go for Malik Willis, and that's my favorite quarterback in this draft.
And it's funny because I was talking to some people, I was like, there's nobody in this draft class really that I'm in love with. Malik Willis has got high upside, Pickett's got high upside, but neither one of them are guaranteed hit, right? None of them are a lock. Next year, the quarterback draft goes crazy. It's so deep next year.
Yeah.
But I would also say, to the Dolphins standpoint, keeping it in-house with Miami, they're not going to want to get a rookie quarterback, even if Tua fails. They're going to want somebody that can come in here and make the difference that day. walking in the building. So, look, I'll say this. To your point, Tua's the guy for this year. There's no doubt about that, and he should be. And I will also say to the fact that I think Tua's going to have, personally, my thought and prediction is he's going to have an amazing year. He'll be a Pro Bowler. He'll be like
there's a lot of good quarterbacks in the. I mean, when you say Pro Bowler, are you saying he's going to be like on the first ballot, or he's
yes, I'm telling you.
Hold on. I'm gonna just list off some names.
Okay.
Lamar, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert.
No.
Who else we got? Deshaun Watson.
Yes.
Russell Wilson.
Yes.
Russell Wilson.
Yes. There's only 2 names you named that I said no to.
Who?
Everybody. Who? I forget.
But Tua's not even gonna get the. I don't know if Tua's gonna get the vote though. He wouldn't even get the vote. Like,
yes, he will, bro.
Outside of Miami, Hawaii, and Alabama. I don't know.
Daniel, that's on us. That's on us to make that happen.
Oh, you guys have a beat reporter campaign right now. Then
let's go, Daniel. Let's do it. But Tua for Pro Bowl quarterback.
They put that joint back in Hawaii because he used to be in Hawaii, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, if they put it in Hawaii,
he would be the man. He would be the man.
It's not exactly, but hey, man, I think Tua is gonna have a very good year. I think it's gonna work. I think that even amongst the local beat writers, I think that I can say I am a lot more bullish on Tua and the Dolphins in 2023 or 2022. But I do think that
say that.
Yeah, my bad.
Get your words right, Daniel.
Yeah.
Boy, Dolphins Twitter will come after you.
I think that it is gonna work. I'm gonna wait to put any preseason prediction. I'm gonna wait a couple months to do that because I want to see whatever happens in the coming weeks and months and how they look at training camp.
I was gonna ask you, did you see Vegas's numbers come out for 8.5 games?
I did.
Did you think that was a little low, Daniel? Come on, man.
Well, I think weren't they at 9 last year?
So we won 9 games last year, right? So we were 9-8.
Yeah.
And I personally think our team got significantly better from the end of last year.
But the AFC got significantly better too.
I got you, but like, do you think? All right, so let me ask you. I personally think we're our numbers 5 or 6 through 8. I think we're the fifth. You know, if you had to put us in a slide,
we did this last year.
It's the 8th best team.
I know it's a different team. We did this last year where ESPN put out a graphic of the top NFC teams, and Dolphins fans were up in arms and like, there's not 8 teams better than us. And I was like, nah, like that's where the Dolphins should be. So I know we're excited, but we gotta see it all come together. I mean, it's a new system.
I'm talking about on paper. I'm not like right now. I'm not saying the teams. I'm literally saying on paper. I think Miami has 6th, 7th, or 8th best team in the AFC.
Well, you said 5. You said
okay. All right, 5. I did, but I'll do 6th, 7th, or 8th. I'll do 6th, 7th, or 8th. Daniel, I'll give you 6 teams that are, you know, if we were to go down, I would give you 6 teams that are clearly.
I mean, I really think that the Dolphins will be a hard out for just about any team in the AFC next year, and the Bills included. I truly believe that.
100%.
I don't think that I'm not going to say the Dolphins are going to win the division. I think they're going to be a hard out for just about every team in the division. Now, whether that means you make the playoffs or how many win 11 games, I mean, that's different because, again, I mean, every week's going to be different. Again, it's a new system. It's not going to – if it's clicking in week 3, more power to them. They're going to be a real force. But it is a new system. You do still have to figure out some positions on the offensive line. We got to see what happens with the defense and Boyer. I mean, again, you're right.
I agree. They're gonna take a setback. They're gonna take a setback. I agree.
No, they're not just gonna drop in training camp and be clicking and all the gears are moving. I mean, it's gonna take some time to put it together. And again, if that defense, I think that if the defense has a little bit of a drop off, so they were top 10 last year. If they're top 12, top 14, I think that's okay if the offense makes the jump from 25 to 15. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But again, the AFC is very, very tough. The offense is going to be a hard out for a lot of teams, but there's a lot of teams in the AFC that are going to be really hard outs as well.
The point my thing is 2 things I want to say. I said before everything went down, before the Teron Armstead deal trade,
yeah,
right? I said I didn't think the Dolphins were aggressive enough at that moment in time, And I said at that time, I said they're already a little bit better on paper than they were at the end of last year with the Connor Williams signing, because I think Connor Williams
But
makes it a better.
before Armstead, the needle had not moved at all. Even with Armstead, I was like
slightly.
But even with Armstead, I was like, yeah. I mean, it's a left tackle, it's good, but how much is that really going to change life for you?
Okay, let me finish my statement, and maybe you'll disagree with me, and that's why we're great, because we can disagree and still not argue with each other. Okay, I think with the Connor Williams signing, I think we were a little bit better on paper, and I personally believe bringing back Gesicki and Agba were huge too, because to me I had to look them like free agents, because Agba in himself was a top 10 free agent in the NFL. He wanted to stay here. I knew that personally. He wanted to be here, and I just was like, let's see how this works. I'd like to see Gesicki in a Mike McDaniel offense, because I know how Kittle was. There was a lot of things that I wanted to see. Post the trade for the Teron Armstead signing. I'm sorry, I said trade. Teron Armstead signing, and then going out and get Tyreek, and then some of these other moves that they've made. I'm like, hold up now. This team on paper has had maybe arguably one of the best off seasons in NFL history. I'm not being a fan saying that. I said arguably. I didn't say undeniably. I said you could argue the fact that they had one of the best off seasons in NFL history. They got the number one free agent. They got one or two best receiver in the NFL. People might say Devontae Adams. People might say Tyreek Hill, right? So you take those two things, as well as re-signing Agba, re-signing Gesicki, being able to restructure the best corner in the NFL, make him happy. I mean, come on. Like, is this not a great offseason that we're having? Bringing in Connor Williams, bringing in the fastest Raheem Mostert, Chase Edmonds, come on. Like, we revamped the backfield. Our offensive line got 40% better off the top by those two guys already. And 40% better compared to being the last place offensive line in the NFL. And by the way, I have clearly said, Daniel, the best offensive acquisition that we got this year was Matt Applebaum. Because I think getting a coach that knows how to coach players, like he had Boston College as a top 10 offensive line in college football. There's 180 programs, 140 programs. Boston College should never even be the top 10 of anything. He had the top 10 O-line. There's something to be said of that. And so I think he's arguably the best offensive line coach we've had in the last 20, 25 years in Miami. You're laughing at me. You're smirking. That's fine, man. You are, bro. I'm excited.
But you should be. You should be. I don't know about the greatest NFL offseason in history. I think you gotta
name one that's better.
Well, you got to put the product on the field to justify.
I said offseason. I didn't say that.
Well, you gotta. They're intrinsically linked. I mean, you can't. What does the offseason mean if you go out and you win 2 games the next season?
Okay, so all right, that was my other point. I'm glad you said that. So my other point to it was I used the word hope a lot, right? I said I hope we're good. I don't know if we will be. I hope we're going to do good. I still have that. I still probably should use that word hope, okay? Because if anything, we need to go look at history. History is something that can repeat itself many times over. But I have to understand that the Dolphins are doing things they've never done in an offseason. They're keeping their own players and showing them respect by signing them. Re-signing them. That doesn't happen in this organization. And it started with the Jerome Baker contract a couple of years ago. So now you're keeping players in-house. You're restructuring them. You're making them happy. Okay, I like this. And not only that, I get that McDaniel's never been a head coach. And I personally wanted a veteran head coach. I'll say that right now. But I got McDaniel. And I have to admit, I've been a little off the hype train of him where I'm like, all right, this guy's cool. Not only is this guy cool, I see the speed he's bringing in. I've never seen an offensive team in the NFL have this much speed. Ever.
I mean, Chiefs a couple
Ever. No, bro. Like, I think this team's faster than that. Raheem Mostert, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. Those guys alone, those three guys alone are the fastest you've seen in the NFL. Come on now. Come on. So you take all that, and that doesn't include, by the way, Chase Edmonds and Cedric Wilson, who are both like they're fast. So you take all that into account. The offensive line got 40% better, right? And you get to implement, and the backfield, you got the second best fullback in the NFL in Alec Ingold. You have a top 5 tight end. You have the best corner. Come on, Daniel. Like, why can't I get hype over this? And I think
just say they're going to the Super Bowl. Just say it.
Bro, don't make me say it. You're going to make me say the S word. Don't do it.
Again, there's a lot of excitement. I'm excited as well. I know I might not seem like, but I'm excited. It's going to be a fun season. I'm excited for training camp. I mean, we're talking to some guys tomorrow, and I'm excited to speak to them as well. So, again, the moves on paper. I mean, I keep on saying on paper. That's all we can say. On paper,
that's all we can say.
It looks really good. I think that there's a lot of potential for this team, and I am really bullish on this team. But again, we got to put it together. So many things has to break your way. I mean, you not only have to be talented, but you got to be a little bit lucky to win in this league. I think that the Dolphins didn't necessarily have, like, they had a little bit of talent. They had some talent last year. They weren't maybe necessarily as lucky. They added up the talent, so now you got to put in the work. And again, really, you got to be really lucky. I mean, no team is successful by a little bit of luck, whether that's injury luck, whether that's stuff falling your way, or whatever it may be. So many stuff has to come into place. So there is reason to be excited. But again, I mean, it's not going to be a cakewalk. If the Dolphins run through the NFL, it could happen. I mean, I saw it.
Daniel, if it happens, I want an article with my name in it that says, Dolphins awesome, amazing morning show host, YouTuber sensation Stephen Daniels predicted this early on in the Dolphins offseason, where he thought the Dolphins, I'm just saying, you can finish the rest. You can put any other adjectives and finish the rest, Daniel.
Gotcha. Hey man, it can happen. I saw it 2-3 years ago when nobody saw the Ravens and they won 12 in a row and are 14-2. Could the Dolphins sneak up on us like this year? It could potentially. Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was KG. Yeah,
right, KG. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, all right. So let's finish up this, because number one, I'm having a great time talking. This is Miami Sports Music's number one Miami fan morning show, the Miami Herald Miami Dolphins report with Daniel Oyefusi. We do this each and every Tuesday. This has hands down been like the best one. I mean, I'm over here saying the Dolphins are absolutely amazing, and they are. But let me ask you a question. Have you started to get into draft? Like, have you started to look at draft possibilities yet?
Or? I mean, they got 4 picks, man. Like, what am I going? I'm looking at Matt Ariza film right now. Like, come on. I was really gonna do a deep dive, but it's like they don't have the first.
Why? Exactly. So look, this is what I want to see out of the draft, and we can talk more about this in the coming weeks. But I want to see Matt Ariza, hands down. We don't have a punter on the roster. The man can kick 75, 80-yard bombs. He could, and to me, let's play worst case scenario in the beginning of the year, like it's been for the last 3 years, and our offense doesn't quite get moving, right? You can go and say, well, if you had a punter to change the field, maybe the outcome of those games are a little bit different. And it's possible. So I think Matt Ariza is somebody who can easily help you win 1, maybe 2 extra games. And everybody's like, a punter? Field changing the field is something that plays a big part in whether you can win or lose a game, especially like a good team with Buffalo, where you might only have 1 punt or 2 punts in a game because you have to go back and forth. But that 1 punt, if you get it inside the 5, can be the difference between them, a drop pass and them not converting on a third down or whatever the case may be. So I think Ariza is that good. Let me just put that out there. And then there's that kid from Boston College, that center. I think he's a center or a guard.
Yeah, Alec Lindstrom.
Yep. And I don't know if he'll be there at the 3rd or 4th round, but if he is, oh man.
Maybe that's the competition. Maybe that's the competition that Chris Greer was talking about. I mean, we'll see. They're not gonna, they're really not gonna get a blue chip prospect, but this is a pretty deep draft. So I think that there's definitely some guys, and they have the 3rd, and the 5th, and then 2 7th. So it's like that 3rd round pick is probably gonna be like the most. I mean, unless they unless they get
Did you see the last 5 years? I retweeted it. The last 5 or 6 years picks for the Dolphins in the third round.
It's been like
No, it's been look. They were decent. Greer has hit on 3 out of the last 5 years, and the only reason in the third round, and the only reason I couldn't give him 4 out of 5 is because there's still a question mark on Hunter Long.
Okay, gotcha. Remind me who, because X was a second round pick, but
give me a sec. I'm trying to. I had it retweeted, but I've retweeted so much stuff in the last 72 hours between WrestleMania, opening day for baseball, all the other stuff that I've done. Oh man, I gotta go through it. There's so much stuff here.
Let me see if I can find it for you.
I'm trying to. All right, here we go. I got it.
Okay.
All right. So 2016, Kenyon Drake hit. That was a hit.
Okay.
2017, Cordelia Tankersley. I didn't count that as a hit, but it wasn't a bad pick, right?
Yeah. Oh, they got Baker in 2018. Okay. They got Dieter in
2019. Brandon Jones in 2020.
Okay.
So don't sleep on a third rounder with Greer. Greer knows how to draft in the third round.
I'm not sleeping on that. It's just the fact that, like, I mean, they've already added like the crux to the talent in free agency. So it's like, I'm not gonna like have great expectations for any. I mean, obviously, excuse me. I'm not saying that somebody that they pick in the third round this year can't come in and contribute. But again, you only have 4 picks, so it's like, you know, you don't have as many at bats. You know?
I get that, and I understand that. But the other thing, I mean, just to play into this, I think Chris Greer is the best GM in all of football right now, and I really do believe that, by the way. Because I've seen how he manipulates the cap, and that was the other thing. That was the other thing I was trying to talk with you about. Why is no other GM in the NFL manipulating the cap the way Greer is?
Yeah, no, teams do that. I mean, the Saints have been doing this for like 10 years. Teams do it.
But this isn't a practice like I feel, and maybe it's just because I'm not used to seeing it.
I mean, I feel like I don't think Chris Greer is doing anything out of the ordinary. I mean, teams have known that you can restructure contracts, you can add void years, you can stretch out signing bonuses and prorate them. I mean, again, I think it's the flexibility that this individual team has because they have a quarterback on a rookie deal. And the thing is, and also you got to kind of look at even higher up again with ownership. I mean, some owners just aren't willing to do that. I mean, for years, Cincinnati Bengals were viewed as like a cheap team and whatnot. I mean, they're not the only team that you know restructures contracts and gives big deals. I mean, they got Armstead on kind of on the cheap for real. But they're not the only.
They
team
got everybody on the cheap, man. Everybody.
Yeah. I mean, that's
for this year.
Big GM giving out smart deals, but I don't think that. Again,
so why doesn't every GM manipulate the cap like that?
Well,
because you can go back to Kansas City and you're like, why didn't Kansas City manipulate the cap so they could keep Tyreek Hill?
Well, no,
like they didn't want to get rid of him.
That was a team that didn't feel that it was cost effective to give a non-quarterback $30 million. I mean, that's what it was. They could have, you know, they would have had to get rid of some guys. But if they really wanted to keep him at that number, they would have.
But to me, it goes back to ownership, right? It goes back to my original conversation about Stephen Ross handing out these blank checks. Because what was Tyreek Hill's signing bonus?
Was it for? I don't even remember. Been looking at these contracts so much.
There's so many numbers we have to keep track of.
Signing bonus was $25.5 million.
Right. So you're saying that Kansas City didn't want to pay him that money. The Dolphins did. The Dolphins, by the way, paid $25 million up front, and his cap hit this year is only $8.5 million, if I'm correct.
Well, they could have done that, but it goes to it's six.
Or Tyreek actually might only be $6.5.
It's $6 million, but it goes to 31 next year. So I mean, it's like again.
But then you can do the same thing next year. You can give him a signing bonus, because I look at it like this: Ross has given this team, and this is a man a month ago that was calling for Ross's head. Okay. Ross is literally handing out the bags. He's handing out blank checks. He's pretty much saying, manipulate the cap any way you want to. I'll sign whatever amount up front because it doesn't all go against the cap up front, right? So, like, I think number one, Ross is doing what a lot of other owners aren't willing to do. That's one. Number two, I think Greer is manipulating the cap the way other GMs aren't able to, maybe because of Ross, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, Kansas City could have done the same thing, and they didn't.
They would have. I mean, I think there's a little bit of both to it. I mean, I think that they could have if they really wanted to, but I think that they were kind of limited. I mean, I remember looking at after this trade went down, Kansas City has a lot of guys up that are going to be free agents in the next year. So, I mean, we're going to see that team really, really get turned around in the next 2 years with all the draft capital that they've gotten. So, again, it's like they didn't have as much flexibility. I mean, you can restructure some guys, cut some guys, but again, you don't necessarily want to do that to everybody. I mean, you don't restructure everyone's contract just so you can remain cap flexibility. I mean, you do that to guys who you know are going to be around, and you're fine with pushing that money down. Where even if you're fine with them being on the books for several years down the line, but you don't want to do that for a bad player, and then you cut him, and it's like, oh, you still owe him all this money and stuff like that. And especially, again, you're converting. A lot of these times, you're converting a base salary into a signing bonus. So the base salary isn't always guaranteed, but you're converting that into a signing bonus that now has to be paid out. So again, you don't do that with every single player. That's why you see it with a lot of the higher profile players, because those guys are going to be around, and you're confident that you're fine with keeping them on the books for years to come.
So a couple more things. My question to you, Daniel, is: does this not tell you that the Dolphins are trying to make a run?
Oh, of course. I mean,
that's what it tells me.
No, of course. I mean, I don't think that even with McDaniel being in his first year and coming in, I don't think that this was a year where you're kind of like, oh, we're going to feel it out. I mean, they're trying to win. They brought McDaniel in to fix this offense so they can compete now. I mean, everything they told us was that they think they're ready to compete now.
And with that being said, you then have to be like, okay, well, there's $21 million. We only have 4 draft picks, all of which are mid or late round picks. That's going to cost you $3 million, maybe $3.5 million. So that leaves you with 18 or 19 million. I don't think they're quite ready to make and knowing how strong the AFC East is, they got to know we got to do a little bit better to really be competitive in the AFC. So does that mean going out and trading for an offensive lineman? Does that mean going out and getting?
Are you trading the 2023 draft picks to get an offensive lineman?
I think 2023 they're keeping, but why? But they could easily go to somebody and say, "Hey, we'll give you a 2024 first rounder or 2020." It's unlikely. It's unlikely, Daniel. I get you.
I don't know if that happens.
But look, it can happen, and there's still a couple of pieces that I think we could trade. That's on the Christian Wilkins' name always keeps coming. I don't want to trade him, but his name keeps coming up. He is a trade piece.
He's not getting traded.
I don't think so either.
There's a better chance of him getting extended before the start of the season than getting traded. I mean,
to make more cap room.
What do you mean?
If he gets extended, they'll restructure it, and we'll have more cap room for this year.
I gotta look at his number, but yeah, I mean, they're gonna exercise his 5th-year option, and they're gonna try to work out. I mean, I don't know why you trade him. I mean, you don't have a starting defensive tackle if you trade him.
I mean, I agree with that, Daniel. But the point I'm trying to make is I don't think that they're done. I don't know where else they go, but I know if they're willing to make these trades and signings now, right? And you got to know that they balloon up to next year. I'm being told, this is what I'm being told non-verbally. You're making a run at the Super Bowl.
I think every team has aspirations of competing for a Super Bowl, but not every team has the means to do that. I think the Dolphins definitely saw that they have the means to add talent and be competitive. Now, whether that results in a playoff appearance, a run, who knows? But the Dolphins saw that they had the means to improve the roster and really compete. I mean, they won 9. We forget they won 9 games throughout all the crap that happened last year. They won 9 games.
You don't make these moves if you're thinking of mediocrity. I don't think that they think mediocrity here. I think they see AFC Divisional, AFC Championship, maybe even 1 or 2 things go right there, a Super Bowl appearance. I'm not saying they're competing for a Super Bowl. Let me pull my head out of my own butt and just be like, hey, look, I get it. Super Bowl's just win a playoff game. Make me happy and win a playoff game. But I don't think you make these moves and spend there's no way you can convince your owner to be like, hey, spend all this money if you're not trying to make a run at it. And so for me, my head is computing in here, Daniel, that like there's something else big. I don't know what it is. I don't know, but they have to sign one or two other pieces to really be like, okay, I see what they've done. This is amazing. This is a real thing. I get there's no rumblings. I get that there's not a lot of pieces that they can maneuver unless they're playing next year's picks, and they don't want to give up next year's picks. That's why they're stockpiling for 2023. I understand that. I even agree with you. But I also don't think that they're done. You know?
I feel like it's like when you get a piece of candy and it's like you just want another one. I think Jalen Phillips said that. It's like you get a cookie and you just want another one. That's how you guys feel. It's like I want another move. Man, can I get a break? I've been writing stories nonstop for the past month. Can I get a break? Man,
no, you cannot, Daniel.
If they don't make a move to training camp, I'd be fine with that, man. I'm trying to relax.
I'm trying to relax, man. Every time I wake up, the Dolphins are doing something different,
right,
man. All right, look, man, we were on for over an hour today. First of all, thank you so much for coming on. This was hands down one of your best appearances ever on the morning show. I'm just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there, man. Next week, I definitely want, if you could figure out what is Ross doing something that other owners aren't doing, or is he, or maybe it's not him at all. Maybe it's just within the parameters of what owners are allowed to do. I just think personally that he's doing something that other owners aren't allowed to do. And then I want to get into potential third and fourth round picks. Talk a little bit of draft talk. You want to do that next week?
Sounds good, man. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Tell everybody where they can find you, man.
Yeah, you can find me on social media at Daniel Oyefusi, just like you see it right below me. If you want to read any of my work, Miami Herald, MiamiHerald.com. We have a sports-only pass, so if you're just interested in reading the sports, go to MiamiHerald.com, and you can see the numbers, the cost for that. And then we have the Dolphins in Depth podcast coming out every Wednesday morning, everywhere you get podcasts. Like Steven said before, still got a lot of stuff going on with the Devontae Parker trade, Xavier Howard signing, maybe some more moves. So we're talking about all that every week. So tune in.
Daniel, thank you so much, man. Love you, brother, for coming on, man. We'll see you next week.
Anytime, man. You take care.
Yep, you too. Bye-bye. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clap Blockers. I am your host, Stephen D. What a morning. We're not done. Don't go anywhere. We're not done. We got a lot more to talk about this morning. Shout out to Daniel and the Miami Herald for doing that each and every Tuesday. It is a great segment. It's one of the best segments in all of morning shows. I dare you to argue with me about that. I dare you. All right, look, there's a lot of things that happen. So yesterday, offseason workouts started for the Miami Dolphins. Why did they start for the Dolphins? Because they have a first-year head coach. They were able to start earlier than other teams, which I think is great. So that's one. And I know there was a lot of mess on social media about who showed up to the building first, who didn't, blah, 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 blah. Nobody cares. They all showed up. They all showed up. You're saying Ian Rappaport's saying that Tyrann Mathieu is heading to the Saints facility for a visit while he's in New Orleans? Well, hey, look, to each his own. I don't know if that'll lead to anything, but maybe it will. Maybe it will. Look, I don't know what's next for the Miami Dolphins. What I do know is that the Miami Dolphins are not done. I whether it's a big name or not, they're going to make another free agent signing or two. Whether it's pre-draft or post-draft, I don't know. In my mind, they have $21 million. They if there's somebody that's decent available that they can manipulate and saying, hey, look, we'll give you X amount of signing bonus. Here's take, and the cap hit's only like 3 or 4 mil. Why wouldn't you move on an offensive lineman? That's still out there. Why not? Get better. Add depth. Don't be idle. And the last thing I want them to not be is mediocre. Don't be mediocre. Don't be what you've been for the last 25 years. Be great. This all season so far has been great. Let's keep that train moving in that direction. So it'll be very interesting. Hey, if you haven't done so already, hit the like button. Only 56 likes, over 120 of y'all watching. hit the like button. Hit it right now. Also, if you want to donate to the channel and help the channel grow, if you donate in increments of 10, 20, 30, 40, every $10 increment, you will get a raffle, entered into a raffle on Friday to win an autographed Jerome Baker mini helmet. Signed, autographed. Jerome Baker autographed mini helmet, courtesy of ZSM Sports. Okay? So, Jerome Baker autographed mini helmet on Friday. If you donate in increments of 10, every $10 increment is at least one entry into it. So donate, help the channel grow, get entered to a chance to add to the man cave or woman cave or whatever cave you have, and add to your collection. It's going to be really cool. Last week we gave away a really cool autographed jersey of Javon Holland. This week we're doing Jerome Baker mini helmet. Next week we also, I think it's Brandon Jones. I'm going to do a Brandon Jones something next week, but I'm not quite sure. I haven't gotten all the details of what we're doing next week, but this week is autographed mini helmet Jerome Baker. So donate to the channel, help the channel grow. All right, let's bring you on. Let's open up the lines. Let's have you come on. I want to hear from you. Was there anything that you guys want me to answer? You can put it in the chat. Donate, ask a question, hashtag Dolphin Chat. Make sure you guys share this on Twitter. Right here, you'll see a link below on if you're on YouTube. And it'll say share. Hit Twitter. I want to see 5 people share this link on Twitter. Let's go. Let's go. And in the chat right now, I just put in the link for you guys to come on. You guys come on. We'll talk Miami Dolphins football. Whatever you want to talk about. The floor is yours. This is your show. It's the #1 Miami fan morning show. Clock Blockers. Let's go. Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Man, let me just tell y'all real quick. Last night, man, I was so disappointed at that UNC Kansas game. I was so upset. So upset. All right, Estefan. What's up, Estefan?
What's up, Steven? I'm put on my headset.
Should already be ready, Estefan. How dare you?
I'm going to try to be. What's up?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
I'm here. What's up?
Same old, different day, buddy. Different day.
Oh, man, you saved my life today, man. I was falling asleep.
You were so I kept you up?
No. I'm driving, bro.
Oh,
I can't be falling asleep while I'm driving.
Okay, so I kept you up.
Yes.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
I know, right?
Alexander, what's up, Alexander?
Hey, what's up, Steven? What's up, Estefan? How y'all doing today?
What's going on, Alex? You in Texas?
Not yet. I'll be down there May 1st.
Okay.
Good. Going to Rockwall County. That's where I'll be moving to.
Rockwall
Just an
County.
hour outside Dallas.
Okay.
But yeah, Steven, I sent you the link for.
I did. I saw all the draft classes for Greer.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering. I was trying to have you back by going over that with Daniel. But
Look,
I guess you didn't have time.
Yeah, no, he had to get out of there, and I wanted to finish asking him those couple of questions. But I will recap that because it's a very interesting article, and I'll get to that a little bit later. But was there anything that stuck out that Daniel said that you guys want to talk about? And if you guys want to come on, you'll see pinned at the top of the chat the link to come on. I welcome everybody to come on. This is your show. It's a panel. If you guys want to talk, it's your show. Was there anything that stuck out for you guys?
I'm still not sold that I think they're done, honestly, because I don't see any other person out there that they want to try to bring in. I think it's now all about the draft. Whether or not they try to get back into this. I have a feeling that they're going to try to get back in the second round. They're going to try to get back in the second.
For what? For what?
Maybe to get an inside linebacker in the second round, or a center, and then draft a punter in the third round.
I personally think there. I'm not saying that there won't be. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's too close to. We're not close enough to the draft for me to think. And I have to do more thinking on that. But would it surprise me if they made a draft day trade? No. but I don't see the point of them trading in and getting rid of anything unless there's a player that they know they can go out and get and that they love. So let's say let's say they have their draft board, right? And there are some players up there that are considered second and third rounders. And there's a player that they want and there's a player that they love, and that player drops past where they thought he would go in the second round. And we get towards the last 5-10 picks in the second round. Do I think will the Dolphins trade up to try to get somebody they like? Yes, that's entirely plausible. But it has to be something that it has to be for a player that they absolutely love. And it would be, well, what are you giving up to jump 25 spots to get them? Because that's what it would be. You'd be jumping up 25 some odd spots to go get them.
That is true. What about you, Estefan?
Estefan, wake up. See, Estefan
but if not, then I'm really sold. I don't know about you, Steven. I'm still sold on Dieter at center. I think he could be a Pro Bowler, in my opinion. I think he could be a Pro Bowler.
I don't know about that or not, but what I will say is shout out to Big Boss 81 for sharing it on Twitter, the link to the show.
I did too.
But what I will say is this: I'll say that the Dolphins are gonna get better. They're gonna get better. On the O-line. We'll get a center in the third or fourth to compete with Dieter, not necessarily replace Scotty said. That's a fair statement. I don't disagree. But again, it goes back into the best player available. And is there somebody? Here's what I'll say: anybody they draft in the third round, I am not questioning in any way, shape, or form. No way. Greer does good in the third round. His track record is good.
I'm still, you know what really has me on the edge though, Steven? A punter in the third round.
I get why people don't want to do that.
I'm pushing back on that because that's high. That's high to get a punter.
It is high to get a punter. I'm not disagreeing with that. But you also draft for what you like. There's some people that say, do you draft best player available or do you draft on need? And so we know we need more offensive linemen, right? We know we need an inside linebacker, and we know we need a punter. So you take those three things into comparison, and if you say, well, I'm going to get the 12th best offensive lineman in the third round, or that is going to be a project, or I'm going to get the 15th best inside linebacker, or the 12th best linebacker, or 11th best inside linebacker, who's going to be a project, or I can have the number one punter and have him start day one. You go with the punter. You go with the sure thing. Ariza will be one of the best punters in this league. So, I mean, that's my personal opinion, because the question then remains, what's the difference between the 12th best offensive lineman available and the 17th best offensive lineman available?
That is true.
There's probably not a big difference, I would bet. But there's probably a huge difference between any free agent punter plus any punter that would be available in the draft behind Ariza. I go after Ariza personally.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense there. It really does. And also, I'm really hoping that Preston Williams has a bounce back year. I'm really counting on this kid because, my barber, like I said numerous times, my barber cuts his hair, and the conversation I had with him, saying that Preston and Flores didn't get along, and he was healthy most of the year, and he was in the doghouse with him.
Well, I mean, look, I'll say what you want about Preston, right? Like,
he's talented.
He's very talented when he's healthy.
Yeah.
And the fact is, he has not been able to really stay healthy for his career yet. So, and it seems like when he has a big game, he gets hurt in those games. And that's how it usually goes. So I always find it very interesting that that's the case, because I want to see the Dolphins do well. But I also, get a little frustrated at times when shout out to Von Joe for retweeting the link. I see y'all retweeting the link. Let's go retweet the link to the show. Yeah, like look, Preston Williams, if healthy, can be the 4th or 5th best wide receiver on this team. Same for Lynn Bowden. Right? So it's very, there's a lot of guys that are available, but that's what I think. That's what I think. All right, let me bring Estefan. You there? You there, bud?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm here, man. I caught a little bit of bad reception, bro.
Don't lie. You fell asleep.
Nah, man. I had a crazy morning, bro. I was out doing a delivery this morning, and the kindness started right away, bro. Some kids, man, they were about an hour and a half outside of San Antonio.
A little
Some
San Antonio.
Yeah, I was in a little podunk town doing a delivery, and these kids walked up to me and said, "Sir, can I borrow your phone?" And I was like, they were young, bro. I was like, "What are y'all doing out here? I said, don't y'all have school? It's Tuesday." And yeah, man.
Right, give me 1 second.
Yeah, so these kids got into I don't know what they got into last night, but you could tell they were good kids, man. Again, we're right back into town. When I took them and got them some breakfast. Yeah, it was just weird, man.
That's been spreading kindness on a Tuesday.
I did. I tried, bro. There was a lot more deeper dive into what these kids were going through, man. My heart was kind of broken this morning. I'm not gonna lie.
So what you're saying, Estefan, is you can't donate to the channel today. Now I see how it is.
I always donate with my
time. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show. We're doing Dolphin panel. Guys, get up here. The panel is open. I will answer.
Get up here, y'all. Let's talk about how Tua's having trouble with the playbook already. Whatever y'all want to talk about.
Oh my God, we're not doing that.
About how he looks the same size, but everybody's saying he's jacked. You want to debate me on that? Man, you know what? I can't wait till the season starts. Once the pads come on, and
Miami Sports Music does not condone, does not necessarily agree with all the sayings or actions that are on this panel. There, what is it? What is that little fine print usually here at the beginning of paid programming? Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with everybody that comes onto this panel. They're not. They don't necessarily reflect the views of Miami Sports Music or Steven Daniels.
Steven, quit muting me. Are you scared of Tuanon and Twitter? Is that what it is?
Bro, I saw some craziness, bro. Chris Long got smoked over the weekend.
That's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous. Bro. I heard how that got started. I heard all of it. I got my opinion on that, but I'll keep it to myself.
I mean, it's absolutely crazy.
It's cool, man. We're just here to talk about
says Steven's afraid of Tuanon going to come for him. Level 2 noob, I ain't scared. I don't want the smoke. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to y'all. I don't want no type of hate or not in my life.
I don't know, man. That family lineage and that guy, man, that I know of, he seems to be a good guy. He's got a track record where it don't seem like he's. I know that they were trying to make something racial out of what he said, but
I didn't get it. I'll be real. I didn't even get in all to it because I'm trying to.
Yeah, I think I heard more or less something about it went down the racial. I don't know, man. I mean that I know of. That guy's done well in the community and helped out, people in bad situations. I don't know, man. I have a hard time believing that he really believes that way, or I don't know, bro. I'm just more lenient towards people.
Yes, Scotty asked, I saw an article, Parker pushed to be traded to the Patriots, and we obliged.
Be right back.
Yeah, so Ian Rappaport was on Pat McAfee's podcast yesterday, which, by the way, if you go listen to the first hour of Pat McAfee's podcast yesterday, absolutely great. Absolutely great. But what I will say is, what's up, Bones? What I will say is Ian Rappaport reported that the Dolphins were shopping him. Devontae Parker found out the Patriots were one of the teams, said, if y'all can trade me anywhere, could you please trade me to New England? And they obliged to it. They took care of him. I don't think there's a problem with that, by the way. I don't think there's necessarily a problem with that, in my opinion. Because I really don't think it's going to come back and bite us. That maybe I'm naive, but I don't think I am. Because he's never done anything to show that.
Steven, I was one of the people that were like, at first, when I heard about the trade, I was like, what? To the Patriots? No way. This reminds me of Wes Welker all over again. But then Batman was the one that he opened up the space and was the one that told me about it. And then he actually kind of calmed me down a little bit about it. I was like, all right, the weather and the weather has a factor in it. And also, X and Byron lock him down to practice, when they do scrimmages. So I was like, okay. I kind of like eased off about it a little bit. So I don't feel nothing wrong with that. It is what it is.
All right, let me bring in my man from Germany, Franzi. What's up, Franzi?
Good morning.
Hey, Franzi. Good morning.
Let's talk about punts, baby.
Let's talk about punts?
Yes.
I'm all about punts. We can punt all day. I'm for the brand, as Pat McAfee would say. I'm for the brand.
Yeah, so Matt Ariza.
Yes.
Definitely very talented. And I also think the Dolphins want to go for him because they don't have a punter right now in the squad. I think they would work on that issue if they don't want Ariza. And there's only one team in the whole league that also doesn't have a punter.
Who's that?
LA Rams.
That's right. They got rid of Hecker.
The only team in the league which has the first draft pick behind us. They got 104 as first pick. So I think if you want to go for Matt Ariza, you have to take that third round pick. If else, LA Rams could make you troubles.
Look, I will say this. I would say 75, if not 85% of the NFL teams want Matt Ariza. They want him. The question is, who's going to go out and reach? Because there will be a team that reaches. Third round is a reach for a punter. No doubt about that. So the question is, who's going to be the team to do that? And I'll be perfectly honest and say the Dolphins, I don't want to say that they've given up on this year, right? But as far as the draft is concerned, right? But what I will say is, why not, say that the Dolphins are in a prime place to position themselves to say, all right, we have a third, a fourth, and 2 sevens. Or whatever it is. I think that's what we have, right? So, why not? I don't mind spending a third round pick. Personally, in a perfect scenario, I want the Dolphins to either get an inside linebacker or an offensive lineman in the third round, and then I want us to draft Ariza with the fourth round. But I truly do think there's going to be somebody to reach up and jump up to get Ariza in front of us in the fourth round. But fourth round, ideally, is where I would want to get Ariza at.
Yeah, but I think that's too risky.
I don't. Why? You're saying it's risky to wait till the fourth round to get him?
Yeah.
I don't know about all that. I mean, it's a punter. And at the end of the day, we can go.
A punter can win you games.
I'm not denying that fact. That's why I said I want him. But I will also say that I don't think it's worth is it worth the draft capital that we would potentially have to give up? Andrevius, get back up here. I saw you in the back room, Andrevius. Get back on here, Andrevius.
So
I
the Finns
don't think so.
are in position to do it. So they worked about nearly every need in the offseason, in the free agency. And now we need center, middle linebacker. We can also do this in free agency. There's still people left. So when there's a team who can afford a third round pick for Punter, then I think it's the 2022 Dolphins.
Yeah, look, again, it's going to be who's willing to go up and do that. Do I want to spend a third round pick on a punter? Not necessarily. Would I be mad if the Dolphins did it? No, I wouldn't be. I'd be okay, that's fine. But in an ideal world, ideally, I would say get your inside linebacker or another offensive lineman who has a big upside of starting. I'm not saying he has to be a day one starter. I just want him to have a big upside on the O-line. Inside linebacker or O-line in the third round, and then give me Ariza in the fourth. That's what I want to do. But I do think that it's going to be a game of chess for these teams jumping up to get Ariza. Like, they're going to be like, who's going to go get him first?
It's like finding it out for a quarterback. It's
crazy. 100%. There was I guarantee you right now, there's about 4 or 5 teams, if not more than that are like, all right, what do we need to do to get Ariza? How early can he go? And the more hype that's built upon him, which doesn't help with people like myself, right? Because I play into the hype by having a whole conversation about him. He's gonna build up on people's board. Scotty said we are set to take best player available in third and fourth. A better argument would be to put Ariza on your top 100 board. Oh yeah, Ariza's up there, 100%. 100%.
Steven, I sent you a article that was kind of interesting about Stephon Diggs. And
yeah, that they think he could be dealt by the weekend, which should be very interesting.
That's crazy.
I'll believe it when I see it. I'm not going to play into it. I'm not going to play into it. Michael Regalado, Regel Auto. I'll put you on mute because you got a lot of background noise, Alexander. Wouldn't mind us trading up for the second round for Ojabo.
Sorry about that, Steven. I apologize.
No, Ojabo. David Ojabo, football linebacker out of Michigan. From Nigeria, 6'5", 250 pounds. Not bad. Yeah.
But let me ask you this. All right. I know
he suffered a torn Achilles though in his pro day.
Oh, so he might sit out 1 year. He's gonna sit out 1 year. He stock might drop actually to the third round, maybe fourth round.
But he was Ojabo was ranked ESPN's #1 outside linebacker. He's an outside linebacker though. And
we don't need any more outside linebackers.
He's been projected as a first-round pick. Needed help of his trainers to get off the field. I don't know. He's the talent's there. And again, it goes to the Scott Paulus with the $3 donation and the fist bump. My man Scott. Remember, guys, if you donate in increments of $10, so 10 is one slot. 2 is 20, or 20 is 2, 30 is 3. You'll get entered to win a Jerome Baker mini helmet on Friday of this week. I'm going to do a drawing for a Jerome Baker autographed mini helmet. All right, let me bring in somebody to the back. By the way, I had Andrevius in the back room and dropped off after like 30 seconds. And then I had Bonjo in the back room for like 30 seconds, and then he dropped off. Let's see, does Roach stay longer than 30 seconds? What's up, Roach?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Pretty good, man.
What's up, Roach? What's up, man?
I've been busy in my studio, laying brick.
laying brick, my guy. Let me make.
Yeah, I've been working hard at this thing, dude.
I like this. That's a virtual background, obviously.
No, this is real.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Let me see. What?
Yeah. Now I think I'm using an old TV. That's why you see the letters like fading out and going all crazy.
Now, what about the paneling behind you?
What about it?
Let me see it. Hit it. The paneling. Tap it. Knock it. Wow. You did all that?
Yeah. It's fake brick. It's not, but it has texture.
Bro, that. All right, tell everybody your channel real quick.
Oh, well, it's the I Believe podcast. We used to stream every day at 7 p.m., but now I only do Tuesdays and Thursdays because trying to talk about UFOs every day, you kind of repeat yourself.
It's tough. You're right. I get you.
Wait.
But still, man, your background is straight fire, man.
Thank you.
Dude, you're doing you started like you're making me proud.
Dude, I've only been going for a month and a half. I got 65 vids and
just keep doing content, man. It's
only
all about
50
content.
only 54 subscribers. Whoa, what's going on?
Right. That's okay, man. Just keep doing content. They'll come.
Oh, I see what's going on. I have the green screen activated on this thing.
That's why it looked faked.
That's
why it looked fake.
Virtual background. Oh, okay. No green screen. There we go. Wait, no, that is a green screen.
That is your green screen.
What the heck? I'm so confused. All right. I don't want to take away from your show. Go ahead.
What did you hear this morning that made you be like, okay, did you listen to Daniel's interview this morning, or was there anything in particular you wanted to talk about?
I kind of been out of it for the last week, so it was all news. Like I didn't know about any of the drama. I heard about Devontae Parker being traded. And then I watched the Pat McAfee show. I watched that show religiously too. And they were talking about the Devontae Parker trade. And they actually have a Dolphin fan on that show. Gumpy.
Yeah, Gumpthart. Gumpy's a big Miami Dolphins fan, and I have reached out to him multiple times. If y'all tagged him on Twitter, if I got everybody right now to go tag Gumpthart, Gumpgart. I don't know what his last name is, but if y'all tagged him, I would love to get him as a guest on the channel.
Yeah,
love to get him as a guest because number one, I love Pat McAfee, but number two,
right?
I mean, he's a Dolphin. Like Gump is a big Dolphins fan, and I'd love to have him on.
Yeah, and they were talking about the Devontae Parker trade, and they were going over like how often like the Dolphins do it with the Patriots.
I know,
and I got to thinking, it ain't just the ones we traded; it's the ones we let get away too.
Oh yeah,
100%. Like remember 7-Eleven?
Chris Hogan.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I ain't gonna lie, I was hoping we would get on Hard Knocks this year.
I think we will next year. I think the Dolphins are going to be it next year. I said, because remember, a first-year head coach I don't think has to be on Hard Knocks.
They have to volunteer for it.
But if the Dolphins do good this year, which they will, then I think the Dolphins will be the team next year. Now, I will say this. If you make the playoffs, I don't think you have to be on it either, though.
Oh.
But you can volunteer, I think, to be on it. I think to do Hard Knocks, here's the Hard Knocks requirements.
While you're getting that, they said that Parker, I think Daniel said it too this morning, is a lot of people think the Patriots are going to bring out the best.
Yeah, 100%. All right, 3 qualifications to be picked. They have a non-first-year head coach. We have a first-year head coach. Have no playoff appearances in the past 2 seasons. We don't, so we would qualify there. But we're going to make it this year, so that'll go out the window. And they haven't been featured on the show in 10 years, and I think it's been over 10 years now for us.
Joe Philbin. Yeah, it was
probably 11 or 12 at this point. Am I right?
That's when Ocho Cinco got cut on TV, right?
Yeah. When he said, "I'm gonna go," you're gonna have to bail me out of jail this weekend.
And then Vontae Davis with this "Call my grandma."
Yeah.
Can I go call my grandma?
Hey, didn't he end up doing a Antonio Brown move where he quit in the middle of the game?
He quit in the middle of the game at halftime for the Bills. He retired.
Well, at least he didn't do it on the field and throw his stuff in the stands, So give him credit.
Hey, Roach, put your link to your channel And
Steven,
in here.
what is the bumpy gump you said? I'm sorry.
Yeah, Gump, GUMPGAT, something like that. Put the link to your channel.
Okay.
Let me bring in Von Joe. What's up, Von Joe? Clanging and banging.
BJ, what's good, man?
What's going on, guys? Steven.
What are you doing this morning? What are you doing?
Actually, you can hear the construction going on in my neighborhood. Like,
tell them that they need to stop construction while you're the guest on the morning show.
Look at this. They like doing like this special assessment in my neighborhood. It's like a whole construction site. It's crazy. Let me go inside. All right. So why are we going crazy over this Punter situation? And who else? Hold on.
Let me ask you. Would you rather talk about a punter, or would you rather talk about how crazy Twitter's been for the last 2 days for Dolphins fans?
Twitter for Dolphin fans has been healthy and toxic at the same time.
No, it's been so toxic for the last 2 days, bro. Don't go there.
Hey, but I tell you one thing, though, Von Joe, this punter, this is probably the most hyped up about a punter we've been since Sebastian Janikowski.
But that's the thing. Everybody's hyping up this one punter, but he wasn't the top punter. Ariza wasn't the top punter early in the college season. So who's the number 2 punter in the season? There was a punter that used to be ranked above Ariza.
Oh, that's college.
Oh.
Yes, in college.
What? You need to go get destroying.
There was a punter.
Dude,
doesn't go to drafts this year.
Please don't get me started on that, Roach. I swear to God, dude.
Steven,
hold on. I lie to you not. I think destroying. If you don't know who destroying is, he's a YouTuber who legit can punt and kick the ball ridiculously, like 60-yard kicks, 50, 60-yard punts.
Right.
He's so good.
Yeah, he was on a college football team. And, and he started YouTubing and getting money from YouTube, and the NCAA made him leave college football because of it. And that's why he never went into the draft.
Yep.
All because the NCAA's rules at the time is he couldn't make money off of football.
And but nobody's given him a chance, which is you want the Dolphins to do something crazy? Go get destroying in the offseason. Let him go to training camp and give him a shot.
You should pull up one of his punts.
Steven, could I make a comment? Could I make a comment on this Parker trade that everybody's so not worried about?
Yeah. I'm not worried about it. Go ahead, Von Joe.
This is why I'm worried about it and I don't like it. I'm not really worried about it for our benefits, but hold on, let me close my garage door.
God, you're killing me, Smalls.
My bad.
I'm trying to see playlist.
All right. So this is why I don't like it. Because the AFC is already competitive as it is. So even if he don't come by and bite us, he still helps the Patriots in a way where could Parker help the Patriots win 1 or 2 games? That's the question.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if he could help them win 1 or 2 games, what about if those 1 or 2 games, now we're tied with the Patriots, and let's say the Dolphins have a flub up and they get into the playoffs? Because I already said that with us, you already see my vision that we need to win the conference to get in because everything is going to be so tight. So that's why I didn't like the trade within the conference. Send his ass to the NFC.
Bajo, what should we?
This is the kid destroying. This is like a year ago, I think. This video. Maybe
I've been seeing his things like he does wide receiver competitions, defensive backs versus wide receivers.
He's a good athlete. Period.
I think he got in trouble. The funny thing is, he got in trouble because of his YouTube page because he was making money because of his YouTube page.
Yeah, this kid is good.
Yeah, the NCAA made him leave.
Yeah, they made him either stop the YouTube page and give the money back or keep playing. But he wasn't on a scholarship. So he said, no, I'm going to keep making my YouTube page because I'm making money and I paid through college doing that. So fast forward, now they have the NIL deals. If he had came out like 3 years later, he would have been fine. Exactly. So that just shows it's messed up the way what they did to him.
All right, Level 2 Noob says Ariza's average punt is 51 yards. The NFL average punt is 48. Sure, Ariza has kicked some bombs, but how often are we kicking from our own end zone that he will have to?
Exactly. That's why I'm like, I'm not hyped up over this. Hey, we got to get a punter. Or, hey, let's trade up to get the punter. Nah, if he doesn't fall to us, he doesn't fall to us. We're not going to lose our. If we have to worry about a punter, something went drastically wrong in our season.
Yeah, but Vonjo,
ain't no but.
But what if it comes down to it, right? And in the fourth quarter, when it's with minutes left in the game, we're backed up, we're back to burn our end zone, but we have a 3-point lead.
And we can't get a first down with our offense. Something went wrong.
Well, penalties push us back all the way back there. And
that's
then
what went wrong.
Dude, this kid is kicking bombs.
Ariza hits a 60-yard punt, backs them up all the way to their own 30 or 20-yard line.
So how many punts has he hit when he's been backed up? And 2, is he in the SEC? Is he in a big conference? No. So he's playing against subpar talent. Everybody in the NFL when you have pressure diving at your feet, and you have real people diving at your feet and pressuring you to get the punt off. I see this because I've seen film on him. This guy's taking 3-4 steps before he lets off this bomb. In the NFL,
Roach, you see this kid?
2 steps.
Yeah, you see this kid, Roach? Mm-hmm. Destroying, this kid is good.
So, yeah, bring him as an undrafted
San
free
Diego
agent.
State. San Diego State.
That's where, the kid from San Diego State, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so come on, man. Everybody's overhyping it. I'm like, listen, we're not reaching for a punter. I refuse to get on that train.
They already consider the best punter in college football history.
I refuse to reach for a punter. I'm not getting on that train. You guys can go ahead and take that train. Let me know how the trip is. Tell me take pictures of the countryside.
So you would take Alex Lindstrom in the third round?
What, a center?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take a center. Bring him in, develop him. Because with this draft class, again, I'm okay if we don't draft anybody. If we trade away all the picks. Because again, not all draft class. No, you don't need, because not all draft classes are.
That kid got a leg. Sign destroying. We need to make a Twitter hashtag sign destroying and tag him.
People keep forgetting not all draft classes are created equal.
Hey, Steven.
So
isn't destroying the kicker?
He's a kicker and a punter. He can punt too.
Okay, gotcha.
Hey, Steven.
What's up?
Hey, bro. Can y'all hear me? Look, I know everybody's talking about this punter, but at some point we're going to need a backup at boundary. There's a kid named Tyreek Woolen out of UT San Antonio. I don't know if you could pull up some of his tape, bro, but the kid's 6'4", runs a 4.3, bro. And his closing speed is ridiculous, bro, when he needs to make a tackle.
A boundary corner?
I don't know if you can pull up some of his tape, like some highlights, bro.
I can't pull
kind
up.
Kind of pump up, fan base on somebody else.
That was somebody else's YouTube channel.
Yeah, but Esther.
Yeah, but we already have a boundary corner.
We already have backup corners.
Noah Igbenogany. Noah.
Not even him. We have Phil Williams as well.
Noah who?
Yeah, who's that?
Who's Noah?
You also have Phil Williams.
Guys, listen. Here's the thing. I think Noah eventually will be a Pro Bowl corner.
Show me the money. Show me the worth.
But by the time he gets there, how old is he?
We haven't seen him enough. He hasn't been on the field enough to judge him. We have you can't label him as a bust. You can't.
I never said he was a bust. Did Stephen?
No, not you, Stephen D. Not you.
I'm just saying. I just said he needs to show me something before I talk about him.
I know you call him
here's my
bust.
problem. Here's what I think is going to be the problem, Alexander, with him is by the time he does show something, if he does, it's going to be time for him to have a new contract, and then at that point, are we going to pay money for a one good season and not? You know what I mean?
Well, you just said you did with Preston. 1 year deal, 1 year prove it.
Just give him 1 year for a couple years, and then
if he doesn't have no tape and he doesn't have anything in the NFL, how could you sign him to a big contract?
No, not a big contract. Just a 1 year, small 1 year, like $2 million deal, $1 million or two. Breaking news.
Weapon.
Elon Musk just got on the Twitter board. The board of directors for Twitter.
Yeah. He bought he owns the most shares now.
I was gonna say he's a majority owner now.
Yeah, he said his goal is to make free speech and take all the people that were banned on Twitter and bring them back.
Look.
But didn't he say
we're not doing that? I just think it's big that Elon Musk is on the board of directors for Twitter.
He's getting rid of cancel culture.
Yep. So that means you can go on Twitter and talk all the crap about Tua you want, and you can't get canceled.
Can we talk about Dogecoin? Where's crypto when I need him? Let's talk about Dogecoin.
I can't
To the moon.
I can't deal with these. You can't talk about Tua. You can't critique Tua on Twitter, by the way. They will come for you
Hey, Steven,
in a heartbeat.
hey,
I don't get it.
I got to bring this up. I know it's old news. Well, bro, it's such a hot topic when you ask the question.
Oh, Dogecoin's up 2 cents, bro. Don't
Cool.
let it happen, bro. Don't let it happen.
Oh, don't
But
do it, Steven. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Listen. What would y'all have done if y'all were Will Smith, bro, and somebody dissed your chick?
No,
it's a hot subject. Come on.
No.
Yeah, it is.
Not talking.
Yeah.
Not,
Vaughn, what would you do? What would you do, Vaughn?
What?
I'm muting Estefan. We're not talking Will Smith.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. I'm gonna respect Steven's show. You gotta respect the whole show.
Ariza's accurate with hang time. We need punts in 20. Ian Baller.
Dude,
What's the difference? Hold on. What's
know?
If somebody could look it up in the chat, anybody, if you could look up what is the number, Ariza is the number 1 ranked punter. What's the difference between him and the second ranked punter?
So I already looked it up on the PFF board. Ariza is on 148, and the rest of the punters are ranked in the 300s.
No, I mean not ranking. I mean the punt average. I need to know their numbers.
Y'all are saying his name wrong. It's Ariza.
Because Ariza, if he's
you don't have to roll your R, but
if he's not a Dolphin, I really don't care.
He said you don't have to roll your R. Get out of here, bro.
I'm just saying, if he's not a Dolphin, I
it's
really don't care.
Ariza.
I called him Ariza the whole time.
Ariza.
Everybody called him Ariza, and so I thought I was wrong.
So I want to know what's the numbers, because if there's a difference between 10 yards between the number 1 and number 2 punter, I'm definitely not jumping over on this train.
There are 2 punters in this draft.
I was going to say, yeah, you sell me. Listen, I'm selling my ticket.
I need everybody to go buy Dogecoin right now. Go buy some Dogecoin.
Steven,
I'd rather them trade up and get a cornerback.
To the moon, Steven. Go buy it. To the moon, baby. I love it.
Oh,
man, Steven, can't you get out there after a couple of beers and kick a punt a ball, bro? I'm pretty sure you can.
Steven would tear a whole hamstring.
First, a hole. My whole leg be gone, son. Don't do that to me.
Yes.
I want the Dolphins to win. They don't want me as the punter. Trust and believe, man.
Because Steven, I ain't gonna tell you. It was like
now I'll go be the Jets punter or the Patriots punter because I want them to lose.
No, we need you to be the Bills
punter. Ryan Stonehouse was the second punter behind Matt Ariza and from Colorado State. Ryan Stonehouse, his average was 50.91 in punt average, and Ariza's was 51.19.
Okay,
so average.
So what are we really talking about now? With that being said,
my boy just told me that the guy from Colorado State is actually a much better punter than Ariza is.
Exactly. This is what I've been saying.
Yeah.
Ariza just jumped on the scene. But again, I understand you guys love the hype train.
And then you got Kyle Ostentop from Arizona. His average is 49.17.
Is no draft prospect? What was the name of the first one you mentioned?
It's Matt Ariza number 1, and Ryan Stonehouse number 2, and then Kyle Ostendorp from Arizona number 3.
Okay, so the next one who is draftable this year is Jordan Stout, and he has an average of 46. And only one inside 20 of 67.
So, Steven.
Oh, so those kids. Well,
Steven, what are we really talking about right now?
Senior.
What are we really talking about right now? Are we really? So, are we
talking
still
about
hyped on this, Ariza?
We're talking about to the moon. That's what I'm talking about. I'm all about to the moon, baby.
If y'all notice, Steven had eyes down right now. He's buying about 2,700 shares of Dogecoin.
I'm really not. I am looking at it, but I'm not buying anything.
It's like hoping, yo,
All right,
I'm gonna invest all these donations into Dogecoin.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask everybody this in the panel. Okay?
Oh, it's only 16 cents?
Bro,
Yeah, 60 cents a share.
All right, so let me tell you.
Dogecoin is 60 cents.
I never
Where's
messed with crypto ever. I don't know
Get
nothing.
up here.
Yeah.
Get up here, crypto. So Dogecoin is a funny cryptocurrency. Like it was made as a joke.
60 cents a share.
And it was literally at one point like 0.001 whatever was the share of it. And then this time last year, it went from that to like 37 cents. And I know that doesn't sound like much, but when you're not even, you're at 0.001 cent, like you're not even at a full cent, people became millionaires off of it going to 37 cents.
But you know, he's the one that crashed it. Elon Musk crashed it.
I know. So Elon
So where
Musk,
do you go to buy it?
you can get it on Robinhood.
I don't know.
You got Robinhood.
I need to do some research. Huh?
You got different trading apps that you can get it on. But he crashed it with one comment. Steven, do you know what that comment is?
To the moon, baby.
No, that's not the comment. He went, I forgot what show it was, but he said it was a joke.
He was on Saturday Night Live. He was on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, he said it was a joke where he just made the coin for his mom.
Yeah,
or something like that.
But it was a joke on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, and it crashed the next day. That's how volatile it was.
Yeah, well, don't go out and spend your life savings on it. But
Don't do it, guys.
But what I am telling you, I think it's about to go back to 37 cents because it happened this time last year, and now Elon just got on the board of Twitter. Like I'm telling you, it's gonna. I just want to get to $1. Just get it to $1.
Okay, guys, I want to put this, Steven. I'm going to help you out. I'm going to put a disclosure out here, guys. This is not a financial show. We're not saying that we're financial experts. We are not saying that you should go ahead and invest. Do not listen to us. Do not put your college savings. Do not put your kids' college savings into Dogecoin or any financial. I should say any financial
Where is crypto when I need them?
Give you. Okay.
And there's a lot of bad luck too because last week when I bought all my scratch offs, I didn't win on any of those. It's bad luck.
So if I drop 5K and it goes to $1, I'll be rich.
You would, yeah. Think about it.
Damn.
So think about it. All right. So hold
Again,
on.
this is not a financial advice show. I just want to put it out there.
So it's at, what is it at right now? It's at
16 cents.
It's at 16.2 cents. All right. So 5,000 divided by 0.16 is 31,000 shares, right? So 31,250 shares. So 31,250 shares times $1.
No.
Right?
No. 84 cents.
Or 84 cents. 0.84. If you put in $5,000 and it went to 84 cents, you would have $26,000 off of your $5,000 investment.
Damn.
If I did the math right on that.
That's a new car.
I got a
new car, bro. Hey, Roach, if you do it, I bet I expect a finder's fee and a big donation for Miami Sports Music.
Hey, if I make it, I'll come to Baltimore and I'll make your backdrop for you.
If you come into a cell phone store,
I don't need all that. I just need the we need the donation.
Bonjo, Steven,
hold on. I need to tell Roach this. Roach,
what's up?
If you lose your $5,000, again, we are not responsible.
I'm not responsible.
Go to the Big O show if you want some Bitcoin advice.
All right, we just want to put it out there. We're not responsible.
All right, listen. I see. Here's the thing: if you're gonna go to a cell phone store, okay, we are not technicians. We cannot fix your phone. If your phone has a cracked screen, we cannot fix it. Okay, you either upgrade your phone or you get a new line. Other than that, goodbye. Okay, just want to throw that out there. All you people that come in, everybody that comes in here asking me, "Can you fix my phone, please? My phone is not working. My phone's volume is not up all the way. My phone's on silent, it's not ringing. When all you have to do is flip a switch in the iPhone, it works."
Crapple is that talk is blasphemous. We're not talking about Crapple.
That's actually Android people too. Android people come in here, their brightness is all the way down, and they said they can't see the phone.
The geyser says, "Big O, we need to get a crypto weekly segment. Crypto is the best."
Hey, Steven, if you want to do a Bitcoin segment, you got to get Big O on the show, bro. He will give some good advice on that.
No, you don't. There's other people.
We have crypto.
Exactly. We got.
Yeah, we have crypto. That's right. We got crypto.
You know, I'm
Does
not
he
a
have
fan
his
of
own
big.
channel? He has his own channel?
I heard he wants to start his own channel, or he was thinking about it. I heard rumors about it. We'll see. I say encouragement.
I'm just
Everybody
saying.
encourage crypto. Encouragement.
Dogecoin's up 8.52% today. I'm just saying.
Steven, don't do it. Don't have these people out here on your show invest everything. They lose everything, and now they can't donate to the show because
that's right.
Because Dogecoin has dropped down to.
I'll tell you what. Whatever you were going to donate into Dogecoin, just give it to me, and you'll get a much better return on investment. Because I'm here every
That
morning.
is very true. That is very true. You'll definitely get a better return on your investment, guys.
Just saying. Just saying. And if you donate in increments of 10, we are doing a Jerome Baker autographed mini helmet giveaway. I'm just saying. On Friday.
Do you have a picture? Do you have a picture of the mini helmet?
No, I will have it hopefully by this afternoon.
Hopefully, because is it new logo or old logo?
New logo.
Oh, it looks so dope. Oh, Jerome Baker with the old logo.
I almost picked up a Ricky Williams autograph jersey. They have an autograph store.
Wait till y'all see what I got in store coming up. I got some cool stuff.
And his says 420. He put like smoke every day on it.
Hey,
smoke weed every day.
Yeah.
And then, so I had it in my hand.
I always think of the Dr. Dre album every time I hear that.
So I had it in my hand, right? And the guy wanted $200 for it. And I was at the autograph store, and I'm like, sweet. And then he saw another one that was there, and it was just a normal jersey with his normal autograph. And he's like, wait, that one's not too. I mispriced him. So he rips the one out of my hand, changes the price on it, hangs it back up, and wouldn't let me buy it for $200.
Oh,
who did you buy it from?
I didn't buy it. It was at the mall, Avenues Mall in Jacksonville, Florida. There's an autograph store. That's where Tim Tebow has his contract for his autographs.
That's when you see something like that, you say, "Here's my money," and run.
I was so mad, dude. I was like,
"No, you're supposed to throw your debit card at him and say, no takebacks.
No takebacks, bro. Here's $200. You got it right now, son."
And run out the store. Take my money now.
But looks like Frank Vogel is out as Lakers coach.
Good.
That's not a surprise.
I think Frank Vogel's a good coach. I mean, I don't understand what happened this year.
I mean, look,
Westbrook
what we're not going to do is sit here and talk any negative about LeBron James, about the King.
We're not saying anything. I'm saying Westbrook.
Wait, why? What's up with
Westbrook?
LeBron?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Along Came Polly?
I don't watch the NBA, so I don't know.
Steven, you ever seen Along Came Polly?
Yes.
Oh my God, that movie's hilarious.
And
really
Westbrook was that guy at the basketball court. Let it rain. That was Westbrook this
Rest
season.
in peace, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Let it rain.
Rest in peace, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Who?
That was the actor that played him.
Last time I watched basketball, Chris Carter was on the Toronto Raptors.
Vince
Carter. Sorry.
Vince Carter.
That's the last time I watched pro basketball.
That's a football player, Roach.
Now I like college basketball. I get way into college basketball, but I just
don't talk about college basketball right now.
We're not going to talk about last night. What we're not
Steven's a little hurt.
Oh, one of the people to replace Frank Vogel is Doc Rivers.
He's a great coach, by the way.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because LeBron's not staying in LA.
LeBron James.
Go to the Knicks.
Yeah.
Why would he do that?
LeBron is going either back to Cleveland or to Miami.
Going to the Knicks.
He's
He's not.
Or to wherever his son get drafted.
Pat Riley and him have a really good relationship again. Trust me.
LeBron's going to
He's
wherever
either
his son
going
get
back to
drafted.
Cleveland or Miami.
He wants to finish his career in New York.
He wants to finish his career with his son. So wherever his son goes, he'll go.
Exactly. Yeah. That's where he's going to end
up.
And
Knicks going to win the lottery. That's the whole thing.
That's never helped them before.
Knicks fans are just straight delusional, bro. Straight delusional.
That has never helped the Knicks before. All the lotteries they won, that has never helped the Knicks before.
They never won the lottery. They haven't won the lottery. They haven't had a number one overall pick since 1985.
Well, they've been in the lottery how many times?
A bunch of times. They never won it.
Exactly. They're just a whole bunch of balls bouncing around in a glass.
The highest pick they got was number 2 when that's the year they drafted R.J. Barrett.
Alex, it's okay. The Knicks will forever be a ball bouncing around in a glass tube. It's okay.
Well, guys, I gotta go have lunch with my wife before she goes to work. But
hey,
lunch? You having
Roach,
brunch
take
with
care,
your
man.
wife? Where you at?
Yeah, brunch.
I'm in Jacksonville,
brunch.
bro. It's 11.
Bro, it's brunch.
Yeah, you have brunch right now.
Go have a mimosa or two.
Hey, Roach, before you leave, tell people to donate to the channel and help the channel grow. Tell them to donate.
Look, man, if you're not donating to this channel, you better not be buying Dogecoin. and there's things you do in life, you pay for what you enjoy. So if you enjoy it here, you help. So
you know what, Roach? I don't care what they say about
Hey,
you. I don't care how
that's what's
crazy
up.
you are.
Hey,
You're
I
always
didn't even
welcome here.
I didn't even say a cuss word yet. So
You didn't. But if you want to drop a bomb real quick and donate to the channel, the floor is yours.
I gotta save my lunch money for my wife.
All right, Roach, be easy, buddy.
All right, guys, later.
Unlimited
All right,
mimosas
take
cost,
care,
man.
Roach. So I had a conversation with my uncle the other day, guys, and about the Dolphins. And he says that it was stupid that what the Dolphins did trading Devontae Parker within the division. He's like, "Don't you remember the Wes Welker situation?" I was like, "Yeah, but it's different."
How
And
is
then
it different?
And then because Wes Welker was only 26 years old, and Devontae Parker is going to be 29, and he's injury prone. He has not played a full season since 2019, and he has Wack Jones as the quarterback. Okay, so as we're going along in this conversation, I said, look at what we have. We have right now. It's exciting to be a Dolphin fan, because we got the best receiver core in the NFL right now, and Waddle, Wilson, and Hill. He goes, "Oh, Waddle's overrated." So Jalen Waddle is so overrated, and Tyreek Hill is the shell of himself was a couple years ago. I'm like, oh Lord.
Wait, Steven, this is one thing I wanted to talk about because you didn't bring it up. I need everybody to stop saying let's trade picks for Debo or DK. Because the return in investment will be a depreciation.
Appreciated.
There you go.
Appreciated. Say
It'll
that
be
word
depreciated.
5
There it
times
is.
fast.
All right. Because
Wack Jones says ain't no W in my name, only my record. Really? Wack Jones? Really? You just gonna come on my channel and over here in my chat room talking smack? Watch what I do.
That's the thing.
Hey, guys, get on him in the chat. Get him. Get him. I'm about to send my hounds to you, Wack Jones. Go ahead and get him, guys.
Unleash the
Get him.
hounds.
Guys,
I'm releasing the hounds on you, Wack Jones.
I can't remember. Maybe you can help me. How many W's has Wack Jones against Miami?
Oh, snap. You get smack talking German to you, son.
Oh, Fonzie, nice comeback.
Hey, Hey, Franzi, how you say whack in German?
That's a good question. So we don't have a direct translation. In hip hop culture, we also use whack. But
You could just say Wack Jones is how you say whack in German.
Or actually, Franzi, what about he's trash in German?
How do you say trash in Germany? In German,
trash is Müll, Abfall.
Say that one more time. I didn't quite get that. Müll.
Müll. I can write it in chat, but it's hard for you because
I ain't gonna lie, man. Germany sounds so hard to learn. German sounds
I was gonna say, I feel like I was trying to pronounce that and I almost sprung my tongue. I sprung a muscle of my tongue.
I'm gonna have IHOP, guys.
Oh, Alex. He said, Wack Jones said, Alex, you glorified cashier, stay quiet. We dropped bombs on him.
Wack Jones. I'm a glorified cashier. I can sell.
You ain't getting content like this nowhere else today.
Alex, I ain't gonna hold you. That was funny.
Yeah, that was funny. I admit that. Hey, Wack Jones, I can outsell you in a day, bro. So get out of here. And I can actually outthrow you in a day too. Come on the football field. Let's try it out. How many wins does Tua have against you? Oh, my bad too. All right, there you go.
That wasn't a great burn. It's a good burn. Wasn't a great one. He got you so far. He
Yeah.
got you.
Don't worry, bro.
I cannot sell Whack Jones in the day here at the ATP store. Any day of the week, bro. You come in and try me.
How about we run some laps, Alex? That's yo.
I'm fine.
I'll take on that challenge.
I'll take on that challenge. Even at 350 pounds, I'll still beat you.
Oh man. I told the chat to get up on him and they didn't go get him.
Steven.
Y'all some suckers.
Steven.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep listening. I gotta jump off. I gotta get ready. I gotta get these kids ready for the park.
Hey, tell the people, tell the masses what they need to do.
Guys, I said it before and I'll say it again. National media is not gonna give us the love. So Steven is our morning media. So donate, support the channel, help it grow. Look at all the great things that we got going on. We got the Holland jersey that was given away for Pete's Takes. So now he could drive around in his Tesla every time he pulls up in the gas station. Now we have the Baker mini signed autograph mini football helmet, right?
Yep.
So donate, support the team, support the channel, help it grow, and hey, fins up.
Fins up.
Yeah,
You're
fins
the,
up. Be easy,
you're the
BJ.
man, brother.
Be easy, Vanjo. Hey, so Francis put in the chat. He goes, mule afo.
Flip side said there's no W against the Dolphins for Whack Jones either. That's true. That's true. Flip side fishing's right.
That's right, flip side fishing.
I'm just saying. All right, guys. This is a slow day.
I think so too.
Final thoughts of the day. We're gonna do a slow show today. I'm sorry, guys.
No, you're good, Steven. It's not you, man. Nobody wants to come on board.
Nobody wants to come on board and interact with us this morning.
Nobody wants to smoke.
They want to be boring today. They want to be boring people today.
Tomorrow's Wednesday. We'll do stuff tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna try to have a couple people on in the morning. I think I got some feelers out there. See who comes on in the morning tomorrow. It's a surprise. All right. Bronzy, final thoughts of the day, man.
Okay, so chat, don't buy Dogecoins, because next time Elon Musk will say anything, the value will go down. Save that money and donate it to the channel.
There we go, Franzi. Look at you.
What was it? Steps of 10 give you one spot for the raffle of mini helmets.
$10. Yep, $10.
Yeah, signed by Jerome Baker. So it can give you value back. Donate to the channel. Have a nice day. See ya.
My man Franzi's in the building. Let's go. All right, Franzi, I'm gonna get you out of here. Let me bring on. Ooh, Brian Terry's in the back room. Let me just say hello to him. What's up, Brian?
Brian.
Let's go Dolphins. Let's go Dolphins, man.
What's going on, buddy? How are you?
Man, ever since they signed Xavier Howard, I've been able to sleep at night.
You've been able to sleep.
I've been able to sleep.
That's always a good thing when you're able to sleep at night and get a good night's rest.
Yeah, man. I just, having that Xavier Howard, we finally got this contract situation finished because every offseason we have to worry about Xavier Howard. I'm glad they snip it in the bud, and we don't have to worry about that every offseason. So we paid the man, and hopefully he retires here.
I from your mouth to God's ears, I hope that I hope that's right. I hope that you're right, man. All right, man. Final thought of the day. I just saw you came in the back room. I wanted to get you on.
My final thought?
Yep.
Man, I think Miami Dolphins got one more splash in them.
I do too. I agree.
I know a lot of people may not like it, but it may be that Deebo Samuel. And I mean, if we trade Byron Jones, we can sign a Stephon Gilmore, and it is what it is. So I'll be excited to see what this offense could do with or without him.
Yep, I agree, man. All right, brother. I appreciate you coming on. Sorry you came on last minute. Come on earlier so we can hang out and talk.
Yeah, I was watching 2 highlights. I couldn't do that.
Well, hopefully you'll get a lot more of those this year, right? And they'll even have more to watch next year.
Then you definitely won't see me on the show.
All right, Brian, be good, bro.
All right.
All right. Alexander, final thought of the day.
Well, Steven, in my opinion, I think it was a great show. You know, love the show, man. Love interacting with you and everybody in the fan base. You know, as well as Finn and everybody else. You guys are the best. Just to let you know, and you guys are definitely great people, great human beings, and don't forget to donate the show. This guy comes on every morning to bring in, is hard working, you know, and help this channel grow, man. So that way he could become the best of the best, even though he is the best of the best right now. He is the GOAT, Stephen D. Daniels. But we need more, man. We need to get it up and running. But and I want to say thank you, Stephen, again, and have a great rest of your day, and God bless you and your family and everybody in this panel as well. Bless you and your loved ones as well.
Hey, yeah, I appreciate it, man. Be good, bro.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. You too.
All right, Rashad. Oh, wait, Rashad. There we go. Final thought of the day, dude, for you. You get the final thought.
Final thought. Well, I've been thinking about this for some time now. Just to start some controversy on Twitter for later.
Don't do that, Rashad. Don't come out here and drop bombs on my channel.
The Dolphins.
Let me preface this. The words and feelings and opinions of Rashad Brown in no way, shape, or form represent Miami sports music and Stephen Daniels. Go ahead.
Dolphins Twitter is pretty quiet, but I just want us to all realize how we are always wrong. All our sources or our sources,
attendant sources.
Yeah, we're all wrong. We didn't get Aaron Rodgers. We got Tyreek Hill. We didn't get, well, we got Tyron Armstead. That's about the only thing we were right about. Reason might be the only person close to right about the draft. We don't get anything correct. These are all rumors from our sources who are random people, and we don't get these people. We don't get the best of them. We don't get Deshaun Watson. We were wrong. We don't trade Xavier Howard. We were wrong. Byron Jones isn't a top 10 corner. He's a great cornerback, top 15. He's not a top 10 cornerback, but we're wrong. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to wish and hope, but let's not just be upset. Let's not get mad at each other for conspiracies, like just random ideas. We're the Dolphins. We're a family at the end of the day, even though we fight like brothers.
Say it like Vin Diesel. Family.
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 But yeah. That's all. I love the arguing, but at some point, we all got to come together and understand these are Dolphin players, and we ride with them till the end. We might be upset with our little brother for going into the cookie jar. No monogamy, but he's still a Dolphin. I'm gonna root for him at the end of the day, and fans up.
Fans up all day, man. Thank you
Yes,
so much
sir.
for coming on, man. Tell these people to go like, share, and donate. Tell them real quick.
And you gotta donate. You gotta like.
They not donating, liking, or sharing, Rashad.
It's because they're the what's the word I'm looking? They're the freeloading cousins.
Bunch of freeloaders.
They're
Just coming
still
up in
family.
here, getting what you want out of my morning show. Freeloaders.
They still family. They just they coming over, taking stuff out the refrigerator without nobody knowing. That's all that is.
Woo! Tiger Woods is gonna play in the Masters this weekend. Excited about it. Sorry.
That's good news. That's great news.
That is good news. Yes, I watch everything. I watch golf. I watch it all.
I do too.
All right, let me let you go, bro. Be good.
Yeah, fins up.
Fins up. All right, well, this person just came on in the back room real quick, and I'm sorry, Rashad. I said you had the final thought of the day, and you should have. But this man just came on, and I at least got to acknowledge him. Robin, 2423. No, Batman. I'm sorry, Batman.
What's going on?
What's up,
Steven?
baby? How are you?
I didn't think you were going to end the show. I thought you were still going to keep it going. I just got back home. I had an appointment this morning.
Nah, man. I it's a slow morning. Not a lot of engagement going on, and you know what? I got a lot of stuff to do, so I can get it done today, which will be a good thing.
That's good. Any hopes for anything happening today? Any noise on the Dolphins? What are you thinking?
Nothing today. I mean, look, if something happens, the biggest thing I see happening today is Dogecoins to the moon. That's my biggest thing today. That's it. Dogecoin to the moon. That's the biggest news of the day for me. I don't see the Dolphins doing anything, maybe till the draft at this point. If it happens before, I won't be surprised. But yeah, I don't think nothing's going to happen.
Well, I'm gonna catch the show right now. I'm gonna catch the whole thing, though. Thank you for having me on. Appreciate it, Steven. Thank you. I honestly think there's nothing's gonna happen either, man. I'm holding my fingers. I'm crossing my fingers for some JC Treader news, but nothing yet.
Nothing yet. All right, Batman, be good, bro.
Appreciate it.
All right, Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show. Clap Blockers, I hope y'all enjoyed today's show. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed today's show here on Clap Blockers. Did y'all enjoy it? Hey, real quick. I don't know if I told you this before. But donate to the channel. It helps the channel grow. It does. It really does. Do you know how much it does? It does so much. Matter of fact, if you don't want to donate on YouTube, here's the Cash App and the PayPal links right here in the chat. Rashad, I was supposed to have my final thought. I was supposed to have the final thought. Rashad, I owe you a final thought. You take it up with Batman, Rashad. You tell him what the time it is. Master Barber 13, yes, I'm out of B-More. Live north of Baltimore. I sure do. Hey, look, if you want some DWA gear, guys, here's the link to go get some DWA gear. Some cool Miami sports music gear. Go click that link. Go get some cool gear. If you want to sign up, become a member of the channel, here's a link for that. I'm just going to flood your chat right now with some links. Go click on every single one of them. Donate to the channel. Let's go. All right. A lot of fun today. Loved hanging out with y'all. I got stuff to do, people to see. I'll see y'all tomorrow right here on the #1 Miami fan morning show. Clock Blockers. Let's go. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.